welcome to day 3, the final day of the rapid portion of the Satty Zhuldyz tournament. And, well, you did catch James sneaking there across the stage because, oh man, James Canty III, FIDE Master Extraordinaire, was actually hosting today's event
that was
actually
fun.
Calling out the players, and that's just incredible.
That was actually very fun, very exhilarating. I was able to just like yell a little bit and like have the crowd there. It was fun, right? And we got to see the players, of course, come out just like it was like a MMA fight or like a boxing match. It was really fun. So of course we're going to have some fun today with these games too as well.
We are certainly going to have a lot of fun because, I mean, well, we have to talk about Arjun Erigaisi, 19 years old, and he has a fantastic score of 7 points out of 8.
That's crazy.
And let's check out that standings. And there you can see it is Arjun Erigaisi on 7 points, Levon Aronian on 6 points, and Kramnik in 5 points. So any of these players, depending on whether they have a good finish, can potentially become the rapid winner.
Right.
I have to say the overall winner, though, gets the money, but it is the rapid portion will be used as a tiebreaker. So definitely everything to play for. And I've been impressed by Arjun's talent, his luck, and also his fantastic play.
Absolutely great play from him. Of course, he's only drawn 2 games. 7 out of 8 doesn't mean he lost the game. He drew 2 games, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely something to pay attention to. And Arjun is trying to take it home today.
Yes, but you know who he will be playing today? It was Vladimir Kramnik, who is 3rd in the standings, followed by big matchup, Levon Aronian. And there we can see the round 9 pairings. Levon Aronian will face off against Kateryna Lagno. Arjun Erigaisi, that's a tough one ahead of him. Vladimir Kramnik. And then we have Martirosyan. He's facing off against Vincent Keymer, and 17-year-old Javokhir Sindarov will be facing off against the legend himself, Boris Gelfand, whereas Hou Yifan will be facing off against Bibisara Assaubayeva. These two actually met twice in the Kazakhstan against the rest of the world, and there it was Bibisara who won both encounters. And then we have Alexander Grischuk against Vakhidov, Jakhongir. I actually don't know how to pronounce Vakhidov, and now I'm good. And there the players
the games
are off.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what we got here.
And I can see at the top it is Levon Aronian against Kateryna Lagno.
Let's see it.
And that is
London. Okay, come on, LeBron. Oh wait, she played. You know what's funny? Right. Well, he played bishop f4. So usually in the Joe Bava London course that I'm working on, knight c3 was the move. Obviously, then we played d5 later. So far, so good. I mean, kind of a transposition where he actually does play knight c3, then bishop f4 here. But this is more of a, what is this,
This is like a Benoni.
Exactly, right, a Benoni.
And some interesting moves, actually. a6 happening, of course, threatening b5. And if we kind of rewind it a little bit, because the players are playing so fast. Okay, so we saw bishop f4 happen.
Okay, bishop
and,
f4.
London.
All right, bishop f4,
London it is. Levon knows a winning formula when he sees one. And d5, nice push. d6, knight c3. And then this move, a6, threatening to play b5. So the main thing is when white has a pawn on d5, just stop black from expanding in any direction.
Absolutely.
So stop b5, you go a4. That is standard.
A4.
And this is an interesting
E5.
move. e5.
Ooh-wee.
I haven't really seen that one before, actually.
You know what's funny, Levon, we were having lunch, it's funny, like I'm just saying, like it's casual, but having lunch with Levon, right? But having lunch with Levon, he was actually yesterday, we were talking about this a little bit, and I was asking him a little bit with the black pieces about d4, some of his repertoire and things like that, just things that he liked, and et cetera, trying to get my own, truth out of chess, in fact. And he said at some point he did play this system with c5 and e5, and he was like, yeah, this system is garbage. That's what he said. And I was like, so seeing this, in a way, actually, I think he is kind of comfortable seeing this already. But he did go bishop g5, bishop e7. We have a trade, and then e4. And is that bishop g5?
Right. I mean, it kind of feels like almost like an old Indian, where in those kind of structures, black actively wants to get the dark squares and get control by trading off bishops. But here...
What is our plan here?
Well, the plan here is just simply to castle
Okay.
and get out of the way and go f5.
And go f5.
You mean you have to break out? I mean, these are the things with close positions. You have to kind of manufacture a pawn break and just release the tension, liberate the pieces. And you can do this at leisure. And obviously, Levon will not allow such a happy plan. And that's why you see g3 with the idea of going h4 and expanding there.
There it is, too. He
It's
plays
on the
h4.
board.
Come
Yay.
on now.
I like
Bishop h6.
Bishop h6. Okay, and now that there's a bishop h3 played, okay, there's again all geared at preventing f5 or just making it more risky, right?
Right, bishop h3, of course. And what we want here is a trade so I can put the knight on h3 myself, even play g4 and g5 at the right moment. Now, the question here is, where do I put my king with the white pieces here? Maybe f1, maybe just castling too as well. But there is a lot of chess left here, and lots of ideas and plans, and maybe even a g4 immediately. But you do have to worry about the h4 pawn. There is some tempi with knight f3.
Right.
Followed by a g5 in there. It can get very spicy here, but lots of chess from these guys. Let's move around a little bit. Arjun with white. Did he play at Joe Baba London? He did not.
He did not. Instead, he has gone into solid mode. And that just basically means that after d45, there you go, we have a slow Slav. A slow Slav?
Slow Slav.
And actually, he's traded into the exchange Slav. Now, I have to say, this system does carry more poison than it looks, because you're
Right.
thinking, hey, everything is symmetrical. What is white trying to say? You know,
Right.
that one move advantage that you get out of the opening is going to be enough. And the answer is there's some niggling pressure, actually, on the b7 pawn that you're
What is
going to
the
have to
word you
deal with.
used there?
Niggling.
Niggling. Wow, that's a word I've never heard in the U.S., guys. Of course, that's
Yeah, in the
UK
US. In the
words.
UK.
You hear something new every day from UK. David Howell was the same way. Well, shout out to David Howell too as well. And the UK people, we love you guys. Bishop f5 and queen b3.
Yep, put
Knight
in
a5.
pressure.
Yeah, this is all theory, by the way, too, right?
Totally. Then you give a check on a4, and the whole point is to drive the light square bishop back to d7, and then you drop back to c2, and then this is the key idea. Black is forced to go e6. You're forced to shut in your own bishop. And it's this type of factors that give white just a more comfortable position.
Yeah.
But it's very, very slight. I mean, if white does one single misstep, then the position can easily dissipate into a draw. So ideas that white has is just simply, just to go bishop d3, castles, take control over the c line. And it's going to be a real battle over the e5, c5, and then in return, e4 and c4 squares.
In fact, I do remember a6, b5 being a plan here, also putting a rook
Yep.
on c8 as well. Yeah, these positions I'm just not the biggest fan of from Black's standpoint, is you just have to play. It's very solid, but at the same time, White definitely has that nagging annoyance in the position of just trying to be better, which we actually do have some moves. Knight h5, attacking the bishop, trying to grab the bishop pair. Bishop to e5, right, provoking a weakness.
f6.
f6 does happen, and bishop back to g3. And here is the live position.
And this is going to be an interesting one, because Black can, at the right time, actually try to play very aggressively with g5 ideas.
Whoa, I'm a big fan of that.
And the whole reasoning is very much based on this kind of alpha zero logic that the center is relatively stable, so therefore you're okay with expanding so much on the king side.
Nice. I am a fan of a g5, g4, stuff like that.
It has to be done at the right time, and
Right.
it has to be done in the right kind of order, but I've seen it done before.
This is your type of openings. Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
with
yeah.
White and black, you do like these. You like the solid and simple chess.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a big fan of simple chess.
Absolutely. And I'm the complete opposite. I'm a big fan of aggressive, chaotic chess, right? So, of course, this is very easy for both sides here. Of course, I am definitely a fan of White's position, just because we can do a little bit more. I think I've actually looked at this from the black side. I just wasn't a big fan. And g5, I'm actually not even familiar with. So that is actually cool to see if that would be something.
It will make an appearance later on.
That's cool.
So
That's
rook
cool to know.
c8.
Rook c8 on the board. And we'll let them think that out as we move around a little bit to the boards. And we have, what is this? Let's see from the beginning.
This is another. Okay, c4, e6. Oh.
Whoa, what is this? Strange.
Yeah.
That is just strange. There's no other way to put that. Never seen this in this move order.
Right, and so my understanding is that, you h6, you go back, and okay.
Some type of Nimzo Indian with the bishop already on h4.
can you knight d2? That was kind of forced because otherwise g5 and knight e4 is in the air.
Ooh, hurts.
You gotta be careful.
Got to be careful there. And a3, bishop back to e7, e3 castles. Knight f3 develops some pieces, knight b to d, and rook c1. Yeah, very stable. I again like white in these type of positions here. Black actually is just totally fine with c6, c5, some type of b6 too as well. The knight is very flexible, so pretty easy.
And
white, what you got for white here?
Yeah, I mean, what white usually does is, like, for instance, you develop, say, you can even wait with the queen to c2 or this kind of move. And the whole idea is that if you do b6, you're obviously going to capture on d5. Okay. This is the trade that you want. And and you're just simply saying once more that there are some light squares that black has to defend on the queen side. Yeah. You just solidify the center there, and then you develop your bishop to d3, put a knight on e5, and game is quite nice. I mean, the one thing I would say about the white position is that usually the knights are out on c3, and here it's on d2.
Big difference.
So there is a difference. And if black were to go c6, that's an idea that you mentioned.
Okay.
I mean, this is still okay. It's very, very solid for black. I mean, take a look at that pawn formation. It has a lot of flexibility. No one is breaking through that triangle. But the problem is, light square bishop, that is the problem piece in this opening. And white will simply just enjoy the space and say, you've got to develop that bishop. And again, meet any b6s. This is a common pattern with pawn takes pawn.
Very slow play from black here. In fact, let's actually move back to see what happened in the game. Live position is rook c1, just waiting. Vincent is in the think tank here after rook to c1. White can play things even like c5 and try to lock it down. If there is a b6, then we play c6, and this pawn is definitely a thorn in black's side here. We have things like bishop to d3, maybe backing up all the way to b1, and maybe putting a queen on c2, not only putting pressure on the c file, but also putting pressure on this diagonal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Cool stuff. Let's move around, see what else we have.
Okay, let's move down to the game between 17-year-old Sindarov against Boris Gelfand.
Ooh,
and
Sindarov, back to his Grand Prix? Oh, I thought it was.
No Grand Prix. You know, Sindarov did have a bad day yesterday. He only had 1 point out of 4. Same score, incidentally, he got on the first day as well. So he's having a tough tournament, and when you're having a tough time, you really just want to steady the ship. And so he's decided to play something a little bit off the beaten track and just get a game. Boris Gelfand is a legendary opponent. He knows his stuff so well. And this is really similar to Boris Gelfand's game against Kramnik yesterday.
With the isolated pawn. Correct. That's actually almost the same. I wonder if he looked at it. That's actually quite interesting. A lot of times you can look at the games to try to prepare for the next day to see if they're playing the same thing. And this is very similar, but remember the bishop was on b4 in that game, and the other game with Kramnik and Boris there. So we have, let's go forward. Oh, he just played back. For some reason I thought I went backwards, but no, he actually moved it backwards. In fact, bishop to d7, defending here. And I definitely like white in this position because of the isolated pawn. I just have a target for the rest of the game. I do not want to trade on c6. I may even, weirdly enough, play something like bishop to e2. Just to put the bishop on f3 to attack this pawn. He plays knight to f3, though, with the same type of idea. Not really trading. I want to attack this pawn.
Exactly. Threaten that pawn on d5 is up for grabs. And black has to do something. I mean, I wonder whether black is actually going to repeat and go,
You want to draw?
I need to overprotect my center.
Here it is, too. Boris with bishop e6. Probably won't be a draw.
Do you think?
I don't think he's going to draw, especially Boris.
Okay, well, let's have a bet. What do you think?
You know what?
Sindarov, will he take the draw?
Sindarov, yes. Sindarov might take the draw. It is Boris. He is very strong. And, of course, I do want to play on a little bit. But, I mean, this is not the position where I am not the greatest in, obviously, with white. I mean, I think Boris, though, is going to say no. Boris is like, no draw.
Think?
Yeah, Boris definitely not taking it. If it was Kramnik, he would take it. He would take the draw. Like
but Boris is black.
Yeah, Boris definitely took black pieces and an isolated pawn. But he's like, kid, you got to prove it,
But how is black able to continue the game if he does go knight to d4 and go, you know what? I've had a tough tournament so far. I just want to start off today with a draw, 2 more games left, and just kind of get him queen d7.
That's ugly, because I don't want to play that and give up that bishop and a weak pawn for the rest of the game. But, I mean, okay. But okay, right?
Yeah, I mean, You do have to be careful, though, because after knight to d4, and you were to play a move like queen d7, then maybe, I mean, if I was feeling super feisty, I might go f4.
Wow. Wow. Super feisty.
Look
here.
at that. And then,
that hurts there. And then g6. Like, ugh. You want to put a bishop here, but the bishop is on e7. You got to be very careful here. In fact, let's actually see what the position looks like in the live position. And bishop e6 is on the board, and we're just waiting for Sindarov to make a move.
So,
wow.
He can play knight d4,
Yeah,
repeat the position,
like here,
or try for something more. I mean, he might as well. I mean, my philosophy is whenever I'm having a bad tournament, it's like there comes a stage where you don't care about the results anymore.
Yeah.
All you want to do is just actually learn.
Yeah.
And, okay, let's go down to another big encounter, Hou Yifan against Bibisara Assaubayeva.
That's exactly what this is. I know Bibisara likes to play the Accelerated Dragon, which I'm a fan of too as well. I have a very nice YouTube video with a lot of views on YouTube in this variation of just Accelerated Dragon period, the Sicilian. And she plays Queen B6. This one is actually the newer ones, actually, here, Jovanka. In fact, one of the practitioners of this right now is the young phenom from Uzbekistan, the other one, which is Abdusaturov, correct.
Yeah.
If you check the database, Abdusaturov is a big fan of the Queen B6 lines, right?
Okay.
There's also Memedov, who likes to play this grandmaster as well. And I have a game OTB with this that I won. I have one loss, one win, and a draw.
Okay,
so
well, you can tell us what Black
absolutely.
should do after knight b3.
In fact, actually, after knight b3, you can repeat and go queen d8 first, which she played, queen d8. And after queen to d2, you actually, I think you go d6 or knight f6 here. She goes d6. Yep, and this is theory. Knight f6,
F3 makes a lot of sense just to cover the g4 square and also control the circuit of the knight.
Absolutely.
I kind of call this a Houelian type of move.
Oh, what?
Houelian.
How do you spell that?
After David Hou.
Oh,
because I've noticed that
funny.
super grandmasters, they love, put that knight back on f6, they love to make these moves like f3.
Yeah.
And you say, you know what, that little pawn is controlling the g4 and the e4 squares.
Wow.
Your knight is completely useful.
Absolutely.
Useless is what I want to say.
Right. Yeah, the problem here is that white just has, the Maroczy bind is the problem for the Accelerated Dragon. If it wasn't for the Maroczy bind, the Accelerated Dragon will probably be one of the greatest Sicilians you can play. And it's just the annoyance about the space issue that you do have. And you have to actually move the knight around to d7 and go to c5, but you can't really do that. It is some problems here for black to actually face.
Well, yeah, that's completely true. But on the flip side, if black does break out, then black is doing well.
Black's doing well. In fact, after moves castles, bishop e2,
a5 makes a whole load of sense because I've seen this again by Ituruzaga, where he just marches the pawn the a pawn as far as it can go.
And he's done that, or she's done that. Queen a5. Yeah, this is really lots of theory.
There was a nice trick on the board, right?
Wasn't it? Go back.
After rook d1, you always have to be afraid of, or be wary of knight d5 ideas.
Knight d5, right here.
Yes.
In fact, yes, because after knight d5, in fact, it's actually just a random move. Knight d5.
Rook d8 would be like a huge blunder, just to kind of...
the other rook?
Yeah.
Or
rook d8, yeah.
This one? Okay.
So this would be a terrible blunder because of this. And after queen takes queen, well, you have...
Takes,
and then there's king f8.
There's king f8. No, but the idea here, in fact, you are correct. Actually, after king h8, let's actually do that again. Let's just say, in fact, bishop d7, knight d5.
Yeah.
Queen takes.
Knight takes pawn.
Knight e7. King h8, and we take and we grab a pawn here. Something you see very lots of times in the dragon or Accelerated Dragon type positions here. Is what Jovanka is talking about. And this is the live position, actually. In fact, let's go back a few moves just to see what happened after bishop e6, f4, rook f to c8. So now there is no knight d5 because we have that king f8 once again that we looked at. And let's move forwards. In fact, we have b3, pawn takes, and here is the live position.
Okay.
Time is on Bibisara here, who's actually spending a lot of time.
I mean, I really like the way that Hou Yifan has played this because, like you've kind of pointed out, it's really difficult to actually untangle with black because a move that you kind of suggested earlier is simply not possible here. Like, you really do want to go knight d7, knight c5, but after knight d7, I'm afraid you're going to get stung by f5.
Wow, stung. Ooh, that's going to hurt there. F5 actually is quite annoying. Yeah, I don't like this at all.
So that's absolutely not possible. And other moves that I've also seen is that you just go queen b4.
Queen b4. This is the annoying part of the Accelerated Dragon is this just annoyance of queen b. The queen does lots of moves like this, attacks b3, and you have to be careful with your knight e4. In some cases, for instance, even in this position, I think rook b1 might be answered with a knight e4 anyway. After knight takes e4, her idea will be we trade the queens, and you're like, haha, I got you. No, I got you after bishop takes, and there's a check, and I have the bishop pair, and black's doing excellent.
Yeah.
Pawn to the good.
He is a pawn to the good, so definitely queen b4 would be the move that I would be thinking about. Just to get the compensation along the A line, and still very sharp position. And
Very sharp.
Let's go down to the final one that we haven't seen.
Whoa,
Alexander
this
Grischuk.
is my kind of game. Okay, I don't know why this pawn is over here, but we like it. Let's see what happened in this game.
It's a bit of a lone ranger, but let's see how he got there. Okay, this happened from a Rossolimo. Very good. Yes, very good. And
After
H4.
castling? Okay, no, yeah.
Actually, I have to confess my knowledge here on the Rossolimo.
You know this?
Yeah, but it is quite a few years out of date. So the way that I always handled this kind of position is either to go b3 or c3 with the pawns, and then just kind of claim that yes, black will get d5, but then it's not going to be getting anything more than that, and you just carry on with your philosophy of targeting the weak c5 pawn. That was it. And I can tell you sometimes just having this knowledge is going to be sufficient for you just to get a good game. But this h4 I haven't seen before, but I like it because, again, the black knight wants to head to g6, and white is saying you're not going to have a comfortable time there.
Right,
because exactly.
Not today, he says. Next, we have a few moves. e5, you see this a lot. Want to open up the diagonal. h5, and after h5, we have the d5 move. And the center looks very nice for black. Knight h2, strange moves here, but I like them. f4 maybe.
Exactly. You know, when you have a lead in development, it's very good to accelerate the play. Just hunt the king, because I know Magnus Carlsen has this little rule that he told us. He told the world when he was streaming.
Wow, what was the move?
The rule is if your king is one move from castling, king is safe. If the king is 2 moves from castling, maybe safe.
Wow.
Could be in trouble.
From Magnus
3
himself.
moves from castling.
You made it.
Get worried.
Okay, cool, perfect. That's nice to know here. 1 move away from castling. King must be safe here. Interesting. So f4 has some merit to it, but
the
maybe
problem
not
is
the
if you do move to the queen side, it's a little bit...
man, it's a little shaky.
Yeah,
this is mad.
I have to stop doing the British thing of understating the obvious. A little bit shaky, very shaky.
Very shaky. Yeah, this is definitely a risky move, but very possible. And in this time control, especially playing Grischuk too as well. It's playable. It's playable. Grischuk has 5 minutes here, almost 5, right? I'm up some time. We know Grischuk is known for playing in time trouble. So maybe we might castle queenside. Castling kingside does run into maybe some h6 problems as well.
The big issue is, can you even get to the kingside?
How do you even
Because, how can you move your knight to a good square and get out of the dark square bishop's way?
In fact, you can't. It's not even possible, huh?
So, it might be a situation that you either retreat the knight to where it came from,
right,
and then concentrate on getting the dark square bishop out,
and knight to f6. Wow, that's a. But you know what? I like this plan because you haven't developed really either. Okay, you castled, you got a knight that you developed, but then you kind of undeveloped it. And then put the queen on e2. Development might be the same.
Right, and you're just counting on the light square bishop to hold the fort. So definitely, we're looking at some exciting chess. And you have to remember, today is the last day where it's rapid.
Wow.
And we're going to just see 3 games, 3 rounds.
And a rest day.
And then there will be a rest day.
And
then the play gets fast and furious.
I'm a big fan of the fast and furious.
And the players will play 11 games.
Wow. 11 games
on day 4.
2.
On 3 plus 2.
It's a lot.
Oh, hang on a second. So I see.
It's like furious. Levon playing so fast. Every game he's been just blitzing everything out.
Right. But he's been very successful. He has a great score. He's in 2nd place. He's got 6 points out of 8. Now, normally in a tournament such as this, you would be in 1st place.
Right.
But he is chasing down Erigaisi, so he really does need to win if he wants to get that 1st place. Just bragging rights.
Bragging rights, absolutely.
Tie break.
Yeah,
tie breaks.
Feeling good there, playing great chess, as Levon is doing so far. Queen d3 and g6. Definitely looking at an h5.
Okay, and do we have some time just to kind of see how we got here? Because when we left... Yeah, because we left it at bishop h3.
Right around here.
When there was a trade of... There's an offer of trade of bishops.
Said no trade.
No trade. King f1, the modern way of
castling, right?
Yeah,
you don't try this at home. Or try it at home.
Don't try it at home.
Don't try it at home. King f1 and rook to b8, a5.
a5, again, stopping b5.
Correct.
And the whole point is if you were to go b5, as happened in the game, then I'd normally take that.
Absolutely.
I do that without question.
Don't even think about the next
exactly.
move.
And then she plays
c4. Wow, that's spicy. That's a nice move.
Getting the c5 square for the knight. So Lagno playing really well here. And just, let's move, fast forward a few moves. So all good. And knight goes to, and now we see a trade. And it's a difficult one, actually. Who is better here? You know, the rook obviously had to reroute itself from h3. It wasn't doing good things there. And h5.
By the way, I think bishop to g7. And like, it seems like I have something, but I think it's actually just level here. It's pretty level. Black does have the pass pawn that white wants to deal with. And white also has some initiative on the h file. If something like bishop to g7, we may look to trade. h6 may look like a cool move, but the problem is, after we go somewhere like this, and this is actually what we call a wedge pawn from Chess Kid, in fact, but this is a problem. My white pawn here is actually helping in the defense of black's king. So we may have to actually trade, and then after a trade, after h5, bishop g7, pawn takes, maybe even take with the f pawn to have my own issues down the f file for black. Actually.
Well, one thing I really would like to say, just to kind of piggyback on your point, is I would say actually white doesn't even need to rush with the decision of whether to capture or whether to advance the pawn, because that's something that black will have to calculate at every single opportunity.
Every move.
And you need to make your opponent's lives that little bit,
just a little
bit more tricky, right?
A little bit.
And so, I mean, the moves that I would be thinking about would be queen c3.
Ooh, nice.
You know, just to get the rook to the beautiful 7th square. And also, you know, you are eyeballing the a5 pawn, which can be a strength, can be a weakness.
Yeah, this is very nice. I think, actually, you know what's not nice, though? Kateryna's time.
Oh.
That's a 9-minute time advantage. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
In fact, 9 minutes is a lot of time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a big time edge.
I hadn't noticed that, and
Wow.
you're completely right.
Yeah.
The position is still brewing up, and anything can happen. And the players are getting an extra 10 seconds per move. But, well, I think Kateryna will have to be resourceful. And there we can see Levon, he's confident.
Queen c3, rook b4.
Okay.
She gave up a pawn for some initiative.
Yeah, I think this is a nice strategy, actually, because, yes, okay, you give up a pawn, but you make the position simpler.
C3,
And
yeah, that's right.
simpler positions are easier to play, especially when you only got just under 2.5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, this was really strong, by the way. She said, I want to keep the bishop on the diagonal. I mean, very strong. Like, even though having no time, very, very strong. I understand exactly what she's doing. She wants to attack this pawn and say you can't play rook to c1. So you may have to reroute the rook to the other side of the board if you want to defend this pawn. In any case, it's actually a really strong idea from Kateryna here.
Definitely.
And we have Levon on the move.
And, okay, let's go down to tournament leader, Arjun Erigaisi, who has been playing some fantastic chess. It feels just like everything is working his way. Like I kind of refer to him having like loads of talent and also loads of luck. And most tournaments, when you want to win them, they involve some degree of luck.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you know, and it's just simple situations. He's resourcefully survived some terrible positions.
That's true.
And also yesterday he had a big dose of luck when Gelfand resigned.
Oh, yeah, in a drawn position. That was tough. Yeah, absolutely. That was one that looked like he could have, from a practical standpoint, of course, white was up a pawn, but it was just drawn there. But it's hard to do that, especially when you don't have an engine with you at all to see that. It's really tough. But here in this position, actually, I think Arjun's up a pawn. Is that correct?
It looks like that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns versus 6.
No, I
Arjun
told you
pawn.
they exchanged love. It's
Yeah, no,
not
it's
without
so
its
annoying.
venom.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so annoying. In fact, the exchange Slav. This is why I'm a D4 knight f6 player, not a D5 player, because of this stupid exchange Slav that you like so much, of course, right?
Yep.
The simple chess. Yeah.
But just look at it. I mean,
Yeah, it is very
Arjun
simple.
has. I mean, I
Double
was talking
pawn.
about earlier how it's all about controlling the C line,
Right.
and just look. I mean, most of us would not play Queen F1 because you think, well, the Queen is great on E2.
That's right.
But he just says, no, you know what? I still want to control the C line, and he's put his bishop on A6. Take a look at that. That bishop on A6. It controls the C8 square.
Wow. So I
And
can't
this
put
is
the
a
rook
common.
here?
No.
What happens if I put the rook here?
Well, it gets taken.
Ah, okay, it gets taken. Yikes.
And someone says, thank you very much for the
Thank you.
gift.
Thanks
Gift
for
me the rook.
generosity, right?
Yes.
After G5, we do have a few moves here. Rook to C1. Wow, I just definitely like white in every position here. Rook to C7 is definitely on tap at some point, but we do need to figure out how to dislodge the queen, which is not that easy. We may have something like B4 actually played, and then the idea here is to actually play A4 and A5, right? We may give up this pawn, but your king is going to have some problems. We also can get the pawn back on A7 as well. Looks
Yeah.
like white is in the driver's seat and up a pawn.
Yes, definitely. And there we see Kramnik as well trying to confuse the matter by extending some pawns there on the king's side.
Absolutely.
But it's quite funny actually because Kramnik used to play the exchange Slav with the white pieces himself. And I saw him do it very effectively. In fact, he was one of my role models in this type of system.
Wow.
And now Erigaisi is doing what the
same thing,
legend
right?
is known for.
We actually have a result. Wow,
Oh.
Rook C5 and then resigns? Is
What?
what happened? I don't know if she, I'm not sure. Maybe she flagged or like had a long time.
Can we
Let's
check
just
the
see what
cameras?
happened. C3, Rook C5, and that's it. There's no
Oh,
more
there's
game.
knight takes pawn.
Oh, just knight takes C5. Yeah, maybe she resigned right here. Yeah, she just, knight E5, wins a pawn.
But still,
Yeah,
I mean, you
you
don't.
still could
You
play
still
on-
can play with
yeah, you
Queen
still
C.
can play on, correct.
But I think there's going to, there's going to be
Knight
problems along
C6,
the
Queen D4, right?
right,
This
and
is
there's going to
rough
be
and
problems
take.
with the bishop on H6 as well.
Yikes. Yeah, it's a lot of problems here. Pretty rough.
Yeah.
Pretty rough, but okay. Wow, Levon is just steamrolling. Whatever he's doing, we need to pay attention.
Yes,
He's
and
right
that means
behind
if
Arjun.
if Arjun were to lose, Levon would have caught him up.
Yeah,
So
correct.
the race is on.
Yeah, Arjun is like, I feel the heat, and Levon is right behind me here. But of course, Arjun definitely in the driver's seat in this game. Let's move on. See what else we have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see time difference here. Martirosyan down a little bit of time. What is the piece count? 3-6 pawns versus 6 pawns. My bishops look better than your bishops. Says Martirosyan.
Yeah, and he's quite right. I mean, take a look at that bishop on B7.
Yikes.
It's not pretty. There's always this philosophy that you always improve the worst placed piece. So if I were playing black, and I would need to calculate whether there's anything forcing happening, I would then just play bishop A6 or something, just try to initiate some
get rid
trade.
of it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bishop.
Okay, he mobilizes his knight.
I do like this move, 94.
Okay, so what's the idea if white were to...
This is
pawn
hanging.
hunting.
Maybe I go back, bishop D4?
Yeah,
Probably
but
defend.
hang on a second. Is there some tactical issues?
What you got?
Well, I'm
on
thinking
E2.
bishop. Yes, because the
Whoa.
bishop on E2 is a
Did we
tactical
just...
weakness.
Whoa.
So hang on a second. So
Vincent
bishop.
might have stole a
So
pawn here.
can we play that out? So bishop D4.
Mhm.
Knight takes.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is a pawn.
The bishop queen takes, and then after the queen trade,
This
Ready
is
to
a
take it-
pawn. And
take
then
him-
look at this here, like, this could be absolutely terrible for white here if you don't figure out what to do right now.
yeah.
He plays bishop
Okay.
D3, and I wonder if there's some tactical wizardry going on after knight takes C5. Bishop H7.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
have a follow-up.
well, this is definitely the question. So knight takes pawn. You want to give check because. Well, have you ever heard the insult?
No, I have not.
No.
I have not.
I use it for myself many times. Patser sees check. Patser plays check.
Patser plays the check, right. Of course. And, I mean, probably H8.
Okay, if you go H8, well, hang on. How is it if the
I
queen...
actually wanted to go here. You know how I like to play chess. Bishop G6 immediately looks
In-
very strong, but I don't have to take it. But okay, let's say he does. The
Yeah.
whole idea is actually hitting here, and hitting here and hitting here.
Right.
Right, so there's lots of
that's
problems.
very dangerous because after moves like bishop f8 as well,
F8,
you can take the rook. Oh
boom.
yeah, as easy as that.
Thank you very much for the generosity. And the Christmas gift here came early. And bishop d3, so let's actually see what happens in the game. Maybe he could just take this and sidestep, though. Okay, let's try this again. Takes, check,
Bishop.
king h8.
Maybe king f8 is the
I
way
thought about
forward.
this king f8,
So
which
bishop-
is really strange, though. It's a really strange move. Wait, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, check, right? Check, king
Check.
f8.
Well, at least you're not in the eye line of the bishop on
Can't play bishop
e5.
g6, right? Can't play bishop g6 anymore.
Well, you still can. But I mean, you're not doing anything, are you?
That's true, I'm not doing anything. Maybe it is possible, but then I can't take. And I can't really mobilize my pieces the way that I want to. Knight d4? Maybe there's just pressure, like you see in the Catalans, when you just have the pressure and like eventually something cracks here. But there's nothing like right now. There's nothing I can play. Maybe knight d4. By the way, time being an issue. He is definitely very low on time right now.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I think everyone's getting lower on time. In fact, let's move around a little bit, right? They all start at the same time. Everybody is getting lower on time. Let's take a look at this Boris Gelfand game.
And
Sindarov.
there was no repetition, and instead there's a position where Sindarov is better with some pressure against this weak c6 pawn.
He is. In fact, he said, I don't want to draw.
It's one of these positions where, both sides have just got one thing on their minds. White is just like all about attacking
C6 pawn, right?
Get a knight to d3,
That's right.
jump in with a knight to e5.
I mean, just great position.
Pressure there, and then you've got these ideas of once, and then black is just obsessed with defending that pawn, and it's just a question of whether black's position
grab it.
will hold.
Yeah, and actually, in fact, we do have knight d3 followed by f6. I think
Yeah.
white can actually play an annoying move like queen f4. It just
Right.
seems super annoying. I'm actually calculating rook e2 there and queen to d6. This
Definitely,
is,
queen d6 is such a dangerous idea because even after moves like rook e4, like attacking the queen, you just dive in with the queen.
Oops.
Yep,
Let's not do that one.
queen d6, nice move,
Right, queen f4.
regardless of whether it's rook e2, rook e4.
Queen d6, rook e4, all kinds of bishops
Yeah,
hanging
bishop
out,
is hanging.
e8. So it's kind of
And-
strange. Knight f4, rook here, and then knight e6 is just white's for choice. All the pieces are here. I'm very, very annoying into black's position here. In the live position, actually, we do have a move. f6, f3. When do you ever see that? You don't see that every day.
Yeah, he just simply stopped the rook coming to e4, but I loved your move.
Mm-hmm.
Your move felt like it was something, right?
Right.
You've got to activate your worst placed piece, and in this case, it is the queen.
Correct.
Yeah.
Rook e7 actually played, and maybe queen f4 anyway. Or rook e1, trade him, he says.
Okay,
I mean,
sophisticated stuff.
He's
Actually,
given a file.
Sindarov is known to be a tactical genius.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big fan
And
of his play and the tactics.
definitely.
Mhm.
And, we've seen a trade of rooks. Now, queen f4.
Now queen f4, correct. Now queen f4. He has to, right? There's no
Right.
rule.
Either that or you're looking at...
There it is.
There
Queen
it is.
f4 on the
One
board.
move too late.
Right. And queen d6 is going to be super annoying here.
But still, it's not going to be easy. I really wasn't a fan of f3 just because of the potential weakening of the king.
Right.
But white still for choice. Can go b4, b5, destabilize the d5 pawn.
Oops.
New rules.
This way. a4, b5, guys. Don't try that at home. b4, b5, right? Trying to destabilize the c6 pawn. d5 would be weak once again as well. But I mean, even just looking at the pieces, bad bishop versus great knight in this type of game, where the knight is just much better than the bishop on d7. Pretty ugly here. It's just have to defend this whole time,
Yeah.
which Gelfand's very good at, but he definitely is on the defense here. I like this move with queen e8 coming next.
Yeah, queen e8 is definitely... I told you, that f3 move is so weakening,
right?
because queen e8, rook e2, suddenly you have to mind the dark squares in a way
Queen e3 check.
you don't have to do with the pawn on f2.
100%.
So, okay, let's go back up to Erigaisi against Vincent Keymer because, whoa,
Yeah, this doesn't
now
look...
now we're into the endgame realm. And sorry, not Vincent Keymer, it was Vladimir Kramnik.
And bishop f6, he went this here to go bishop d8, because this pawn's super weak. I can definitely go queen c3, being my idea here. Queen c3, and attack a5. But Kramnik's just saying, I'm holding. I'm just holding, and you need to do something. He's going to have to make a committal move like F3 or E4 or something like G4 or F4, something forward at some point to make things happen.
Right. But, you know what the golden rules from the grandmasters is? Don't rush it.
Don't rush
it.
And King F1 played.
Exactly. Put get your king as far as it will go. Move a piece onto C5. Maybe even get a knight onto E5. You don't need to. You can play around with your food before you start enjoying it.
Playing with your food, guys. All right, and after
Ooh,
G4.
G4.
Okay.
Wow.
Lock everything down.
Right, but that feels so committal, right? Okay, yes, it secures the E4 square for the knight.
Correct.
But at the same time, it feels like there you go. White knight can reroute itself to, that's a big threat that you've highlighted,
Absolutely.
to E5. Also can get itself to F4.
Wow.
That was what I saw, a weak pawn on H5.
Wow.
And, as a fully paid up member of the Pawn Grabbers Association,
okay.
I'm going to target that pawn.
You are going to target this one. I mean, I even like Queen H1 myself. This is why knight E8 being a move here. You can go knight to G7 or knight F6 now to defend. But Queen H1 definitely looking quite strong. In fact, knight E8 is good here. I think Arjun just has everything he needs here to win this game. In fact, actually, we do have a result. Let's go take a look at that. Vincent Keymer and Hayk Martirosyan take a draw in this position here after bishop G3. A draw was offered and a draw was accepted.
Yeah, it's a fair result there.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult to see an improvement, but when it comes to Sindarov against Gelfand,
whoa, got some spice here. What is
Hou
going on?
Yifan against Bibisara.
She's going for it.
And take a look at the clocks.
Oh, 9 seconds to 38. Wow.
Exactly, and the position is still mad. I mean,
F6.
White is attacking, has the long-term trumps because they have the better pawn structure. And hang on, I think they're up material.
Say somebody's up material here. 3, 4, 5. Just a pawn, but a pawn is a pawn.
It is a pawn.
Is a pawn, right?
And
wow. That's a good move. Open things up. Maybe take.
Yeah, but you can.
Ooh,
you can still keep control on the position. I was going to say attack the queen and then go F5. But I like this way as well. And one thing that I would be tempted to do is try to get a trade off dark square bishops.
Mm-hmm.
And no, for white.
Oh, for white.
For white, because it's defending the critical G7 square.
Right, you want to go
and
G7.
That's a lolly's mate there.
A lolly's mate, right.
But it's difficult to organise this.
This is tough for white.
I mean, what you need to do is just reinforce the potential weaknesses, and this is a common idea, get your king to safety, and then you can focus on just holding your strengths.
Yeah, we actually maybe want to rook lift at some point, a little bit of rook lifting here, maybe rook to B1, E4, saying I have a pass pawn. Black definitely has some trumps in this position. Bishop to F4. Hitting the queen, queen has to move.
Yeah, do not get tempted to go bishop d6. That would be a mistake. It would fall into white's hands.
And B3, you want to draw?
Well, black is a pawn up, and now the counter is starting, is targeting the c4 pawn.
Whoa.
Hou Yifan in trouble.
She is
but as
definitely in trouble.
compensation, white does have this amazing pawn on f6.
I think you have to go rook c2 here. I mean, do we just give up another pawn?
No.
Yeah, you definitely can't do that.
No.
Right? Rook b6, counterattack.
Exactly.
Okay, take. Are we going to trade and just...
Yeah, but this pawn on f6 is so strong. It's such a fantastic endgame pawn that I feel that this is going to actually cancel out both the material deficit and also black's great pawn on e4.
On e4. You know what? I'm actually going to say this is a liability if the queens come off. Let's actually see what happens.
Okay.
We got some moves. Queen c4, queen c4.
Well, we're going to see it.
We're about to see it now. Rook takes, and here we are. Well, now we have this annoying pawn. It is very annoying, in fact, but I can't trade. And now we're just going to push some more. We might even trade. And then maybe play an h6 or an h5. The idea is to play g5, get the king up to g6 at some point. And black is definitely pushing for a win.
I feel like anything could happen. Really.
Bishop c5 here.
Right. I mean, this type of stuff actually could happen, but still the black king is in a mating net. And
Absolutely.
I mean, Bibisara has to do your ideas of going h6, g5 and get the king out. But every time the king will step to h7, the pawn on f7 will fall. So I'm not sure whether rook takes bishop is perhaps the right direction. I think you have to have some patience.
Right. I do believe in that as well. Maybe rook e6
Right.
right now, but then bishop d4. I mean, it's not clear, but black's definitely a little better, but probably it's not
Right,
clear.
because
There's compensation.
Right, because if you step forward with the rook to e6, just to show you, rook b8 could also be an idea.
Ooh, rook b8,
And
bishop
then
h6. And there goes that
checkmate.
mating net.
Exactly.
There goes that mating net again. Wow, that could be very
Okay,
annoying.
but the players are on second, so let's follow. And so she's gone rook c8.
Okay, rook c8, forcing bishop
And here's
d4. Okay, there's that pawn. Hold on. Maybe we go here, though. Maybe that was the idea.
Or maybe you step forward with step back with the rook to c4.
Oh, okay.
And then with your idea at play.
Take, and
And
bishop
take.
c5.
Exactly.
And we win some material.
Oh, this one is really heating up. I mean, yes, it's
20
an
seconds.
endgame, but there's still so many layers of complications involved.
Absolutely. And there's
And she has played
she's
rook
played
c4.
it. Tactics everywhere.
You got to do them.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, and let's go and check out Grischuk.
Grischuk
Against
is
Vakhidov.
here. There he is. Whoa, some spice here.
Hang on
Oh,
a second.
Queen's trade. I thought it was fun until I saw Queen trade, and I was like, it's not fun anymore.
Whoa,
This is definitely probably a
But
draw.
wait 1 second.
It's white's
The
move.
material
What
is not
the
level.
heck is this?
The material is not level, right?
It's not. Wait,
No,
I'm up in
no.
exchange.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. That's something to point out. I am up in exchange here. Knight f5.
Yeah. Knight f5. Okay, so now...
2 seconds. Well, here's the move.
Oh, what's
He
happened?
definitely made a move. Let's look at the cam. And, okay, he's... Interesting. Maybe it didn't catch up. Okay, he made a move with 5 seconds on the clock there. So
Okay.
now it's caught up. So he traded, and rook takes d4.
Mm-hmm.
Grischuk up in exchange,
He's
but
up.
not super clear yet. Okay, I do like take white. I have the extra material. I have a passed pawn. It's going to be harder
This-
for black to play this.
Definitely. Black definitely has some drawing resources because there aren't too many pawns on the board.
Correct.
And, well, we will see what happens. Both players, they're riding on the edge when it comes to the clock. I almost feel like my nerves can't handle this.
Yeah.
And I think I saw the pawn move to c5 as well. I mean, definitely will be Grischuk, who is spoilt for choice. And let's go back to Arjun's game.
Arjun.
Because he is a tournament leader, and
This is looking really
this is
bad.
looking like his cruise control. I mean,
This is
how on
looking
earth
really
are you
bad.
going to stop the B pawn? And if you can't stop the B pawn, then you just have to play for perpetual check.
Absolutely.
So the pawn is one square from his destination.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. B7, and then it says 1-0. So game's
Yeah,
over.
because there was just no way to attack the
Arjun
white
has
king.
8 out of 9.
8 out of 9, and just defeated
It's crazy.
Vladimir
Former
Kramnik
world
with his
champion.
own weapon, the
Yeah,
exchange
exchange
love.
love.
What a talent.
Then we have a draw. Hou Yifan and Bibisara took a draw there.
Yes,
Took a draw. Nice.
Yeah.
Peaceful result. Very
definitely.
peaceful. Pawns on the same side. Right.
And the players, with seconds left on the clock, I mean, it's very understandable to see that the position got liquidated in this way. And
Absolutely.
So
You have Boris.
Sindarov, what is happening here?
White to move.
White
wait,
to
is it
move.
Yeah, it's white to move.
And, the A pawn. Interesting. White's king is kind of stuck in jail, can't really join the action.
Yeah, it's
And
not
then you have a problem with the A pawn and the D pawn. How are you going to make progress?
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Because-
This is
Well, maybe
weird.
So he's going to go. He's going to put his rook on A8. So just to make some moves. Say for instance, rook A4. Oh no, rook
D3, right?
D3, right?
Behind the pawn.
Yeah.
I played on the board.
And
Takes.
we're going to see it. And now I guess White's
There's
idea.
no shelter.
Yeah. Now the king has to take a step back.
Where here?
Yeah. So anywhere.
Okay.
And then you go rook A8, and doesn't really matter. And so I think the best thing to do is to get behind the pawn,
Okay. Push.
definitely, and now step back with the king to G7.
Oh, King G7, and we have.
But still,
That
I mean,
means-
the white king can now march up the board, and
And I can win this and try to push, but I think this is
You-
still drawn.
no, I think it's a win.
Really, after takes, this is tough.
I think this is a win.
Tough. Devoretsky, page 475.
Because I think both pawns will unfortunately fall.
Yeah, correct. Maybe, yeah, because you can't move the rook.
Yeah, because you're completely tied
You have
down
to
to
stay here.
to
Correct.
eyeballing the A pawn.
Here we go. We have live moves, in fact. King
Yeah.
G6. This is all on the board. He
Okay.
has to go back.
And
And here we are, King H3. He's
King
got to go
H3.
up. We're going to take the pawn. I think we get both. Yeah, if there's usually a draw if this pawn. If the
Right.
F pawn's gone and we win both the pawns, then it actually is a draw.
Okay, so there is one way how to perhaps
Whoa,
save
what
the
just
game. So I don't know what happened
not doing
there.
it.
Some technology. Okay, so the king steps up to h4.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's black's
Okay,
move.
black.
So
Black
like-
has to wait. Wait with the king. Doesn't
Okay.
really matter. Okay, rook. King goes to h4. No.
Oh, let's go back.
Yeah.
Here.
So there's one saving move, I think,
Mhm.
or maybe it doesn't even save. The rook will have to come to a2.
No, instead of king g7.
Yeah.
Okay.
So rook, and then the whole idea is that after king transfers to g5,
Take with check.
you take with check.
Okay, and there's a win. In fact, something happened.
Oh wow.
Something happened. He played king h3. Is it just resigns? He just resigned. He didn't play it out. He
Oh,
didn't even try to play it out.
there was still some fight left.
Definitely some fight left, especially with the rook a2 idea and taking with check when the king gets to the g file.
Hmm.
Yeah, he probably could have played that on. And I mean, he did resign early in that other game as well with
Yeah.
Arjun. It was
I mean-
a draw, but, you know.
No,
Need
I
to play
think
it
it is objectively a loss for black, but
Mhm.
still, you got to
Play it
try.
on. You gotta make it happen, right? You have to finish it. All right, Grischuk here with the extra exchange. This one is very dynamic. We say that because of, we get a king to g3, and who's winning? Who's winning this one?
Also, I agree with you that the king is going to get to g3, and also the white king is stuck in a mating net.
Yes,
It's not
absolutely.
getting out.
There it is.
There you go.
Now, hold on, you got to be very careful. You might just take a draw here, my guy. Hey, you want to draw, buddy?
Well, yeah, I think the white
Yeah,
rook
how do you even-
has to move right to
Somewhere
f1
to
or
check.
somewhere.
Yeah, to be able to check. Wait, what happened? We did have rook f1 did happen.
Yeah.
93 and maybe check and shake hands. Rook f2. Whoa,
Yes.
rook
But
f2.
rook
Rook check
F2
knight g4.
Well, yeah, then you have to
Oh
repeat
my
moves,
goodness.
right? So rook
This is
f2,
scary, actually. Well, we play rook
rook
f3.
f3,
Yeah, because there was check and knight g4. You
and
pick
then
up
nice,
the exchange.
nice
This
trick
draw.
as well. No, after knight takes
Put
pawn, you've
h4
got
now.
rook g3 check.
Whew. There's all kind of stuff. Maybe no. What's going on right now? How did he just lose that pawn?
Well, he took the pawn
Oh, he
on
took with
g2 with check.
Okay, king h1, rook e2, check, and king h where?
Yes, where is the big question?
Hmm.
And
I mean, you could try it. It seems like you can. Check knight g4.
well,
king
that's the move you want to
g2.
play, right?
Yeah, all right. Let's
If
just
you,
do it right. Let's
yeah,
do it.
let's get away with it.
We can have fun like this here.
Okay.
And now, yeah, you can't check it because you might get mated actually. Wow.
Yeah, I
G1, no. I mean, this is very tough. Let's actually see time as he plays king h4. It's on the board.
Yeah, it makes a lot of
He
sense.
went back, rook g1, knight g4, just to threaten mate, just to do it, right? Knight g4, threaten mate. Why not? Why not? Believe it or not, I mean, I do like black's chances here. I do like black's chances.
I
Let's see the
mean,
live position. We are waiting.
we are
for
waiting for a move. Okay, knight g4.
on the
You are
board.
calling
Yeah,
it.
threatening mate, right? Why not?
Exactly, big threat on the board. I mean, I agree with you. I think perhaps it's time to start bailing out. And he goes rook a1. Oh,
Maybe he's saying, what are you going to do about this, buddy?
well,
what are you gonna do
he
about
has a
this,
few
my
checks
friend?
up his sleeve.
He does have some checks.
So,
I might try f4, but that's too much. f4 takes and king g3 is my idea.
and then?
And then maybe check, and like lots of checks. Maybe too much. Maybe not enough. Time is an issue for both sides.
Okay, and this is the one game that's remaining. And there's a lot. Once again, we have a lot of decisive results.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of decisive results today. It looks like 50% if this is a draw.
Mm-hmm. And now, okay, are we going to see knight h3 check? Yes.
Wait, king f1?
And then you go rook h2.
Oh, you're right about that. Ooh, rook h2. And maybe we just repeat. King f1,
Okay,
rook h2.
rook
though.
h2 has to be
Or
played.
maybe he goes rook a3 and just pushes the pawn.
Right, but black also has some passed pawns as well.
I do have passed pawns. Yeah, this is dynamic. This could be either way. Definitely either way. White could slip here. It is unlikely, but white definitely can slip. He played
Okay.
this rook to a3.
Okay.
Wow, there's a threat of rook takes and just push the
Oh,
pawn.
that's a
Scary.
huge threat.
Very scary.
That's absolutely huge. So if you
Oh
make
my
a random
goodness, knight
move,
before his mate. Look at this. This is the
no,
sickest
but that
mate
means
I've
he's
ever
in
seen.
trouble.
Yeah, right? Knight g5, knight g5, you get
What's
mated.
happened?
This is
What's he
crazy
played?
mate. He plays king g4.
Yes, but now how is...
Oh, you just check and take, right?
Exactly,
Check,
takes.
push,
Okay, let's
king
just show
g3,
it
king
quickly.
g1.
Rook takes knight.
Takes.
And
you
now...
have to be able to push first.
Exactly, the
king
white
here,
pawn
but then
can't
you
be
have to,
caught.
at some point, well,
No, you run.
Push,
You control the queening square.
and the Bobby Fischer. Searching for Bobby Fischer here. With
It's
queen
it. It's going to be game over.
And that's it. It's over.
And,
he's done it.
He has done it. Rook h3.
And game over.
And Grischuk wins that game. Whoa, in the closing seconds. What a nice tactic to see.
Man, definitely in games. Make sure you study your in games, guys. What a game. 4 wins in this round and 2 draws.
Yeah.
Wow. Arjun being one of those winners. And I think Levon too, right? He was the first one to win. So.
Exactly. So it does
like
mean
neck
that
and neck.
Kramnik is perhaps out of the competition when it comes to getting first place in the rapid portion.
Right.
But it's setting us up really nicely for what is going to happen next, because Arjun Erigaisi will be playing in round 10. Levon Aronian. Here we can see the round 9 scores. We have Levon Aronian. He beat Kateryna Lagno. Arjun Erigaisi showing his class as he defeated the 14th former world champion Vladimir Kramnik, and Hayk Martirosyan also drew against Vincent Keymer. Sindarov beating Boris Gelfand. That was a very, very, very needed point from the young 17-year-old, and peaceful draw between Hou Yifan and Bibisara, although that's kind of
Yeah, it wasn't really that peaceful.
It wasn't that peaceful.
And
then Alexander Grischuk just finishing the game in style in the closing seconds against Vakhidov.
Very strong chess, as we saw 4 games today, decisive in this round, and 2 draws, right? That's very crazy chess. The next one is going to be amazing with Levon versus Arjun. That's going to be a heavyweight matchup. I don't know who's going to win that one. In fact, they're both in great form.
They're
right
both in great, both of them undefeated.
Absolutely.
I mean, really fantastic players.
Could be a draw, maybe.
Well, that would favour Arjun. I think
That's true,
Arjun will
he
be
is
playing the most solid chess known
Right.
to mankind.
Yeah, he's actually playing with the black pieces now.
Exactly,
too, so he
yeah.
needs to play solid, yeah.
And Levon, he
Maybe
will
just
be
goes
looking
for
to
it.
spice things up. And Levon he likes to share his chess knowledge.
That's
he told
right.
everyone.
Here's what he said, right? And he also said he wants to beat the kids while they're young. So
Exactly.
maybe he wants to just go all in, but he has the white pieces. But we'll see, and we'll take a short break and come back with more chess.
Сәтті Жұлдыз акционерлік қоғамы Қазақстандағы бірыңғай лотерея операторы. Ұлттық лотерея ақшалай ұтыстардан бөлек талай қазақстандыққа пәтер мен автокөлік сыйлады. Біз лотерея ұйымдастыру кезінде заң талаптары мен әлемдік стандарттарға сай қауіпсіз әрі сапалы өнім ұсынамыз, және әлеуметтік жауапкершілікті ескереміз. Компания көптеген жобаларға демеушілік жасайды, және жаңа әлеуметтік маңызы бар бағдарламаларды қолдауды жалғастырады. Спорттың дамуына қаржылай көмек көрсету, Қазақстан халқына қоғамдық қорын қолдау, білім гранттарын бөлу, мемлекеттік тілді дамыту бағдарламасын дамыту. Сұлу жобасы. Зағип бүлдіршіндердің ел қатарлы дамуына жағдай жасау. Қоғам қайраткерінің фото көрмесі, ауыл мектептері мен спорт клубтарын спорттық жабдықтармен қамтамасыз ету, мұқтаж жандарды азық-түлікпен қамтамасыз ету. Сәтті Жұлдыз ұлттық лотереясының атқарған жұмысы. Сәтті Жұлдыз, сапа мен жауапкершілік мекені.
Барлық су бірдей ме? Адам қолымен өзгертілгені де бар. Табиғаттан жаратылғаны да бар. Табиғи минералдары бар суды ізде. Туран табиғаттан жаратылған.
Let's go!
Hello and welcome back for round 10. We are getting closer to the end of the rapid portion and we've been treated to a lot of exciting chess. Arjun Erigaisi still in first place, but 1 point behind him is Levon Aronian, and these two are facing off against each other
10.
right now.
Wow, it's about to go down. In fact, I was, just took a quick break, right, grab some tea, go to the bathroom, and I'm like, hey, I see Levon. I was like, man, you're going crazy. And he just chuckled, like, yeah, I am, right. He is. And Arjun is too. So this is the heavyweight matchup. Everybody is watching this game.
They certainly are. And they are off. Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, we're going to start there. Wow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
how are they already? Look at this. What y'all want, a quick draw or something?
No.
No, definitely not here with Levon.
There is
Arjun.
pride and honor and the love of the game at stake.
This one right here, everybody's watching as we have a quick Roy here with a quick bishop to b6, sort of a... Oh, no, this wasn't a Roy. This was an Italian game, I think, right? A45.
Yeah, it looks like an Italian. Okay, copycats, and then... okay, well...
First deviation, rook e1, bishop b6.
And... okay, so here white can play h3,
Okay.
can go knight d2, can go this kind of trendy a4, b4,
Right.
can also kind of move back the bishop. There's so many things, basically anything and everything,
and everything.
has been tried before.
Correct.
And I've always found these positions very complicated to play because there's so much tension and so much possibility. And you might be asking me, like, where is the tension? And I can tell you that
Where
basically, there's the white knight can just go to d2, f1, g3, and from which there's it's eyeing up the f5 square. It can also, you also have to calculate the d3, d4 break at every turn, and of course white has the plan of going a4, b4, and black, on the other hand, is always trying to neutralize this bishop on c4.
Absolutely. This is what they call the quiet game, but it is everything but quiet many times when the middle game gets going. Of course, it's quiet up until that point.
I quite like Jackson's comment here, which says, when Levon plays it,
It's
this Gucci.
It's the Gucci piano. Exactly, right? Levon Aronian.
Yeah.
In fact, I call him LeBron Aronian.
Exactly.
But here we go. We have a move, h3.
We are following the chat on Twitch
That's right.
and YouTube.
That's right. We're following the chat. h3, knight e7, d4. Play quickly here. And this is the game to watch. In the meantime, I'm actually going to move up to Kateryna Lagno here. I see a castle queenside. Anytime I see a castle queenside with the white pieces, I'm always interested.
Yeah, you're down on that.
Always interested.
Okay. And this
You have a
one
Sicilian?
came from a Sicilian. Oh, yes.
Queen d4. Knight c3, knight c6. Yeah, this is all theory, in fact. e5, knight e5, bishop d7. Takes, bishop d2. You know what? This is a deviation. Usually they always castle kingside. I'm not even, I know this from the black side. They always use the castle kingside. So castling queenside is very aggressive here. I like it from white's standpoint.
Right. Oh, you're going to have to tell me why you like it.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, the castles.
Sorry.
After castles, white is showing us why we like it here with h4. Oh my goodness, h4 and h5. If you play h5 yourself, I'm just going to throw g4 at you, and hopefully, you figure out what you want to do here, because I'm going to mate you in 7 moves. Right?
Okay.
It's a very strong plan here, but of course, h4 is on the board. h5, very simple plan for white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. h4, h5, very dangerous. And the question is, how is black going to counterattack? Because I feel that these type of positions, you don't take the time out to necessarily make those defensive maneuvers. Instead, you're going to go sometimes maybe even b5 directly, or get a rook to c8 immediately. You just or if your king is in danger.
Nice c5. Whoa.
Yeah,
Swinging.
knight c5. I was going to say, if your king is in danger, trade queens.
The golden rule.
Golden rule.
The golden rule.
Absolutely.
And in fact,
No
after queen g4, there's going to be maybe a queen d4 trying for the golden rule, in fact.
Yeah.
Maybe. If queen d4, I might go f4. I do not want to trade queens, or maybe even queen h3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like white. Of course, I do like white because I'm always a fan of the aggressive chess, and it feels like we have a lot of that with the white pieces here. As we move around a little bit, Bibisara with white against Grischuk.
Okay.
I think she played her English here. She's been playing a lot of that this entire tournament, in fact.
Right. I mean, I hadn't seen her play the English before until I saw her play in the Kazakhstan against the rest of the world match.
Wow.
And I realized, okay, she's chosen this particular opening. And
You know what's funny? The English, the way that she's playing it, is a reverse accelerated dragon.
Right.
C4, bishop G2, G3, bishop G2. Same thing in reverse, C5, G6, bishop G7. So she's really knowing her systems, which is nice. She's playing in a system-based way, I think, which is suiting her very well.
Yeah, and it also feels like a reverse Benoni. It just goes to show how these pawn structures are very flexible.
Nice.
And I'm not sure about this bishop takes knight idea that Grischuk has played. Primarily because I feel that really helps white. You know, yes, the pawns are doubled. That's a structural problem. I get that. Yeah. But you know, as compensation, you have rook b8. The rook can come to b5. There's awkward pressure on b7. Interesting.
Definitely interesting. I'm a big fan of white's position. I mean, knight e1, right? We move the knight around to c2,
Threat,
maybe b4, right?
Danger.
Danger.
Bishop takes
c6.
knight. Yes.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Better watch out, or you are going to lose a whole piece here. And he's not going to fall for that, obviously. Maybe a bishop to d7 or something like that.
Yeah.
But, of course, I
And
think she's
just
feeling
to
good.
answer some questions that I've seen, Bibisara has 2 grandmaster norms.
That is correct.
So underestimate her actual peril. She might have the lowest rating here. She might only be an international master. I say only. And yeah, definitely one of the world's best female players.
Absolutely.
And she's just 19 years old.
Oh, right. And she's only getting stronger, and you can and will be crushed if you think otherwise, if you underestimate. What is this nonsense? I mean, nonsense because this is wild. I'm a big fan of it. You see, we have Boris Gelfand. Wow, with the knight b5 here. You see what this was? d4, c4. Not a cat. Oh, there I was going to say. I mean, he was playing Catalan.
It's Boris.
Yeah,
Boris
what do you think,
always plays a
Always
Catalan.
plays a Catalan. Knight b5, a4.
Defending the knight.
That's right.
And threatening, obviously, knight takes pawn, and still black has those Catalan problems.
That's right.
The bishop on c8 is a bad piece. Bishop on
Yeah.
g2. I mean, it's incredible that one opening can be so successful
It's so annoying.
based on one thing.
I hate this opening.
I hate it too.
When I'm playing against black here, or when I'm playing with the black pieces, only thing that I found is the Grunfeld is very nice. When I play d5 early, and I'm able to take on c4, or able to, allow them to have pawns on e4 and d4, and I can play c5 quickly. This is the only thing I'm able to find helps in against the Catalan, because it's a very strong opening, very annoying, even a favorite of Magnus.
And yeah. So I mean, if you were to play some move like c6,
Okay.
I just wondered whether there was going to be some problem with the queen.
Oh yes,
There
c6.
definitely is.
It definitely is. Yeah,
c6, knight takes pawn,
Correct.
big issue, right?
huge issue. In fact, knight
You just
c4.
lose.
You have to. Yeah, you just,
Knight c7,
knight
right?
c7 takes and
Knight
take.
takes a8. But hang on a second,
I mean,
that knight gets
it
trapped.
is trapped. This is very, very, very complicated, for sure. Complicated. Let's go back.
Okay.
See what happens. In the meantime, there's no move. a4 on the board. I mean, white has so much fun in these Catalan type of structures here. Sometimes it's just a long-lasting edge for the rest of the game, in fact.
And okay, let's go down
Boris.
to Vladimir. Oh no, we haven't covered Vincent Keymer against Sindarov, 17-year-old
What is this opening?
against
What's a perk or
18-year-old.
Oh, it's d4.
Yeah, this looks like knight d2. Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
e4. Okay, what did he do? D6 didn't. Did he go bishop b5 check? Now this is very
You know
subtle.
this?
Yeah.
Wow, what is this
It's
nonsense?
very, very subtle, a very
Very
sophisticated opening. I mean, the whole idea is that if you weren't to go bishop b5, instead you go bishop d3.
Okay.
Can you? Yeah. So what black would have done is black would have actually played
C6.
knight c6.
Knight c6.
So no, it's okay. No, if you go back, so
Okay.
instead of bishop b5 check,
Okay.
you go bishop d3.
Got it.
And then the whole idea is that after castles, the knight will come out to c6, and then this is meant to be quite okay for black.
Oh,
And so the whole subtle thing behind bishop b5 check is that
okay, let's go back here.
by provoking c6, the bishop will then go to d3, and you still kind of have ideas of castles, c3, reinforce the center, quiet chess.
Simple chess. This is your
But
favorite.
It is.
This is your
It's
favorite.
not really simple in the sense that it's very sophisticated, so you
Sophisticated.
have to play the opening part very accurately just to get that pressure. But, once you've mastered it, then you can. like a great person who plays this type of system is the Israeli grandmaster Nabati.
Okay.
You should study his
White,
game here.
really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And anyway, his games are just a work of art.
Yeah, this is interesting. I would say very interesting chess. I'm a fan of Sindarov's play with the knight h5 idea. I want to play f5. I want to play e5. I want to play everything 5 and just go for mate in every game. But it's very difficult to do so. I do actually need some activity of my pieces. I also want to connect my rooks at some point by moving the queen off of the back rank. So e5 looks good. e5 played.
A5 played, yeah,
E5
you have
played.
to do that.
King's Indian type style. Queen e7,
Definitely.
f5, and then go for some
Right,
activity.
and then the question for white, would be like, do you maintain the
Take,
tension? Do you
push.
take on e5? Do you actually push on d5? I'm not a big fan of.
What
Yeah,
do you like here? What
hang
do you
on.
like? Pawn takes or d5 or c3?
Well, now that you put the bishop on d7, I feel that d5 is more attractive,
Okay, d5, knight e7.
and then you get rid of that horrible bishop that tends to attack you like crazy in these King's Indian
You are
defense
right.
pawn
With
structures.
h3 pawn. Yeah.
Yeah, no longer a problem on the board, and then
Okay,
you can get
you're
on
right,
with
you're
c4. Yeah.
You can play c4, c5 now. Interesting. Okay, let's move around. Let's see what else we have. e5 on the board, and we will wait for the next moves here.
Okay.
Sindarov's game.
So,
Let's go
shall
here.
we go? Let's go.
Whoa! Rook on a5. What is this?
Ooh,
Let's see how
that
we
is
got
a
here.
roving rook.
A rover. Rook up and over. Quiet game, but not really that quiet at all.
No, these things are never quiet. They're very long, but rarely boring.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it done before, actually. I think I saw it done last month in
Okay.
the American Cup.
Oh, by who?
I can't remember.
Okay.
Don't ask me those questions.
Like, who? What
Yeah,
move?
but I remember
What round?
seeing it done, and I was like, whoa, this is meta, but no.
What is this?
Yeah,
Is just-
exactly.
I mean, there's so many other moves to make, and like Rook a5 is not the one
Exactly.
you're looking at all. In fact, Rook a5 is such a strange move. This is very strange.
It's weird, but
It's
I
very
guess
strange.
it kind of covers the b5 square and prepares
Yeah.
as b5. And d4 on the board.
And this is the live. I like
and
it.
Now you can see the benefits of the
Maybe I
rook
gotta
being it.
put
Maybe you
this
swing
93,
the
like-
rook over to h.
Look where he put it
Five?
though. Put it on back
To
on
h8.
a8.
Yeah, I was going to say it did look artificial to put it on h5.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
White's king is safe as houses.
That's right. That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, now it's a very interesting position because Black, of course, has the open F line to exert some pressure down, and of course pressure on the D4 pawn.
Okay.
And what is White going to do to take advantage of the extra space?
Well, being Black here, Black actually down a little bit of time. We got to make something happen. Maybe just get the queen off the back rank, which is a natural move. Putting the queen on e7 or d7, or maybe even going queen e8 to g6 or h5. Very possible. Lots of plans, but can't think too
But for
long.
White, yeah, for White it's not so clear. Maybe
That's
just to kind of throw a knight towards the center of the board and prepare either e5, d5. I mean, I'm more inclined to go e5 just because you kind of keep that bishop on b6 locked out. Yeah,
yeah.
this one is really
Strange.
strange.
Yeah, strange. Pawn on a4, kind of weak. And on the contrary, I actually like the d5 to open up the bishop here. But
Right.
it does, on the contrary, open up the other bishop.
Yeah,
as
exactly, on f2, so swings and roundabouts. Again, let's go back to the marquee matchup.
Arjun
Aronian
Levon.
against... Yeah, and what do we think?
I'm not even going to lie. From a first glance, I definitely like Black's position. Okay, a knight on f4 is very strong. It's also reinforced, so there's a problem here. Secondly, I can play rook e6 to g6, right? So this is always nice. Bishop h3 at some point is always a thing. So if you look at it from an attacking standpoint, Black definitely has all the trumps here. It looks like for some type of attack that can happen quite quickly. Even queen f6 to g6 or h6, move the rook to e6 and g6. And every piece I have is just kind of aiming at the white king here, which there's problems. I can't move the g-pawn because h3 is hanging. Definitely like Arjun's position.
But have a look at White's last move.
a4. He doesn't care anything about the attack on the king at all.
I know you've been highlighting these lovely attacking ideas, and White's just literally
He's like,
gone,
I
don't care.
I don't care. Try it. Go ahead. Go for it. Rook
Exactly.
e6, rook
Okay.
g6 is definitely there.
So what would be the answer? Rook e6. happens on the board. If we
So I
see
play rook e6,
Arjun
what are you
go
gonna do?
gung-ho,
Maybe you go g3 now. But no, I go rook g6. Because, like, I mean, the idea here of g3 is like,
yeah, maybe, and then
can't take, but I
after
can go
rook,
here.
so after rook g6, I guess you go king h2.
okay, king h2. And now, hold on. Tactics senses are tingling.
I'm covering the
Go on.
h6 squares,
You are covering
Really?
everything.
and I'm saying back for your knight you go.
I don't have anything.
Where's your attack?
Wow. Okay, I have nothing. Believe it or not.
This is why these positions are so complicated, because it looks like black has a super straightforward plan.
Yeah.
And then white just literally went, no.
It feels like I have something here.
Right, it does.
Okay. Nothing. What is this? Sack? No. Okay. Doesn't work. And Levon is definitely saying you have. Whoa! There we go. Yep. You can smell it in the water. The blood in the water.
Well, he did it a different way.
G5, G4, and then we can bring the pieces around. Definitely attacking chess.
Wow.
is
Okay,
right
I'm
up
just
our
going to
alley.
check the camera and see.
Body
How did
language from
Levon-
Levon. Right?
Yeah.
To me, he's actually just thinking here, but definitely, usually he's, if he does that or
Exactly.
stretching,
Normally he's
comfortable, right?
flexing, right?
Yeah,
or
here
he's
he's
kind of,
definitely in
you
the
feel like
zone.
he's very relaxed, and here
Correct.
you can sense
You
the
can
tension
sense-
in
you
the air.
can sense
And also
something's
from
wrong.
Arjun as well. You see just how he's like poised
Right.
for action.
Oh, he's ready. He does that
Yeah.
every game.
And a nice story as well about Arjun for those viewers who perhaps just joined the show.
Yep.
And Arjun, we see him with a new hairstyle, and that's actually because before the event, he's quite a spiritual person.
Yeah.
He went to a temple in Chennai and offered his hair up as a donation.
Yeah.
And
right.
I think that's
also
just
a
such a
brand new
beautiful
Arjun.
thing. Yeah.
Brand new at the
And
same
sometimes
time.
it's quite liberating to have that new
Hair
look.
gone, power level 1,000. Now,
Yeah.
9,000 now. His power level is increased after he cut his hair. G5, G4 is a very strong move here. I'm going to take black in every situation here. Of course, being an attacking player myself, I felt it because the knight's on F4. Even Garry Kasparov says a knight on F4, F5 will win games. Now, of course, it's more to that than that, but I have a knight on F4, I have G4 coming, and Levon just doesn't care about anything. He
Yeah.
just plays B4, this is insane. I just don't understand. He's just like, whatever.
Well, what's the time limit? Okay, time control is like both Levon, 10 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
Erigaisi, just over 8 minutes. Wow. How can Levon be so chill? And
Just
so if
doesn't
you-
care about
Okay,
anything at all.
Queen F6. Okay, great move.
I mean, he's either going to
Introduce
get mated
everyone.
or it doesn't work. That's it.
Okay.
Either he gets mated here or he just
Right.
or he does not.
Okay, so how can
at all.
Levon keep on ignoring?
I don't know. I have no idea. Look at this. This guy is. Who is this guy?
He did it. He just
Who
literally.
is this guy, man? Look at him stretching too. You see the body language? I don't understand. This man is an absolute. This is a scary guy to face.
Right.
Wow. Queen F6. G. I'm just gonna go for mate.
Do you know-
you might as well do it.
When I
at this
studied
point.
law, they always used to talk about these puff statements,
Yeah.
like this puff of hot air, they actually ultimately means nothing.
Right.
And that's literally what Levon is saying.
It's like
It's
it's
just like
nothing.
nothing,
You
just
have
bluff.
nothing, kid. G4. Well, you're gonna have to see.
Really?
You're gonna have
Can
to
you
show
be
me.
so
Bro.
bold? Like,
You're gonna have to show me.
okay,
Pawn takes.
pawn takes.
Bishop takes. I have all my pieces. I mean, look how many pieces, Ivanka. King H8.
King H8,
Rook
rook G8.
G8. How are you not getting mated? I don't understand. But he's going to show us, Levon is. He's going to show
Well,
us
maybe,
right
maybe it's about time to follow the rules and kind of go, well, I don't know, pawn takes. Pawn takes pawn. I don't know.
She don't even know what to do,
I don't
guys.
even know what to do.
It's tough out here, man.
I was
Levon.
thinking G6.
now. This is an absolute maniac, or he's a genius. It's one or the other.
maybe I got it. Knight
H2. Okay, Knight H2. Knight H2, maybe. Okay, that actually is pretty good. It is a tempo, right?
No,
I'm
but
a big
still.
fan of the tempo, but
Okay, no, but I think you have to go pawn takes pawn first.
okay, let's
To
go
limit,
back.
because otherwise there could be.
It takes,
Yeah. And then Knight H2. And
Okay,
then,
this is annoying. My bishop's hanging. I can't sack everything. In fact, I can't sack anything. Believe it or not, all the pieces are around his king. So I do understand Levon here, but you cannot ignore the fact that all the pieces are over here by White's king. Arjun is playing out of his mind in his tournament too as well, so you can't make any type of slip here. I mean, I don't have anything yet. There's nothing that jumps out. Queen H4 doesn't actually work. You might even be able to play G3. Can I sack that? man, this is just menacing. It feels like there's something here, but maybe I just back up. But okay, let's go to the live. Anything happen? No, nothing happened yet, but wow.
But it feels like it's time to
These pawns
get
too as well. Like he just
get some pieces
everything
over
up.
to the assistance of the white king
Absolutely.
as quickly as possible.
I'm a big fan of how Arjun played this, but I mean, also Levon too is just don't care. He didn't care about anything. A4, B4, C4, D4, everything 4 here, and just played all his pawns up to the 4th rank. And we'll see what happens. In fact, let's move around a little.
Okay.
Let them think about
shall
that.
we go back to the
Let's
top?
go to the top.
And Kateryna Lagno
Okay, got the bishops.
against Vakhidov.
3-6, 3-6. Everything even, except I have bishops. You have knights.
Not so even then.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, they say that the bishop pair is worth how many? Is that half a pawn or 1 pawn? I don't.
It's
That
actually
rule
a
I
pawn.
never.
It was always a pawn.
Okay.
It was always a pawn. And it makes I always say that because it makes you feel better when you are down a pawn and you have the bishop pair and you're like, okay, cool. At least I have the bishop pair, right? So, of course, I got the bishop pair. We'll just call it a pawn here. But, I mean, black definitely has, of course, the double pawn to worry about for white. We also do have rook on D8.
Do you know, in South America, maybe even Spain, it was very common to have this philosophy that 2 of a kind are better than 1 of a kind. So they had this idea that 2 knights, because they're 2 of a kind, could fight against 2 bishops because they could cover all the squares. Meanwhile, if you only have a bishop and a knight, you're only going to cover the complex of the bishop.
Much. Right. Yeah, that's a very, very good instinct.
And I think it might be maybe 70%, no, how was that? I don't know, 55% true.
Right, maybe.
But still, it kind of raised the whole generation on this thinking.
That is very nice. And actually, in fact, in Reassessor Chess, the 4th edition by Jeremy Silman actually talks about trying to stay away from 2 knights. Now, of course, it is good to have knowledge of many books to tell you about the imbalances, but definitely that book was talking about try to not have 2 knights because the bishops are obviously, very strong, etc. But with the knights here, it is possible to do lots of things. I mean, maybe if you get the knight to C4, that's going to be quite annoying, right? So, but also on the contrary, if we can put this bishop on D4 at the right, I mean, there's mating ideas. The bishops actually.
I mean, it's scary. I mean, also
complexes.
you can double on the H line at some point, and the double C pawns. I don't mean a thing.
Right.
And okay, let's move down to Bibisara against Alexander Grischuk.
She played bishop B2, last move on the board, hitting a brick wall. But we are going to break this wall down a little bit and maybe even isolate this pawn with some pressure.
Right. But still, that comes with risk.
It does,
And
absolutely.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like Grischuk has got the upper hand here. This bishop
I
on
do as
B2
well.
does not make a fine impression.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. E3, we do have at least an idea here. But Grischuk being very strong, his pieces are out. He's also about to connect his rooks. White doing the same as well. We could move the queen maybe to B3. Gotta watch out for a bishop A4 though. But I mean, it doesn't feel the greatest, but we do have we have both of our bishops on diagonals, which is very important. So this is always good to have. I think the double fianchetto is actually much stronger. Yeah, that's a strong
F3,
move. Wow.
getting ready to
That is
bolster the
strong.
center with E5.
Yeah, that's
And it's
strong.
also very thematic in this type of position. You just want to reinforce the center, solidify it as much as possible, and then just kind of maximize your pieces, sit and enjoy your space.
Yeah.
Okay, so Grischuk doing
That's
very
a
well
strong
there.
move. F6 is very strong.
Gelfand against Hou Yifan.
Okay, Gelfand, Hou Yifan, and bishop G5 being the last move here, hitting F6. Yeah, the Gelfand, this is a stupid Kateryna. I'm sorry. Kateryna annoys you so much because it's such a strong opening.
Hang on a second. Okay, so what happened after A4? Can I
Okay, let's go back, yeah.
just to move 10.
Oh, to move
10.
10 right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just because we were looking at this C6
it
idea,
happens. It took. Whoa. It did happen, but he didn't go for it. He said
Okay.
the knight's going to be trapped in there. Takes, knight takes, E5, queen C2. Yeah, it's so annoying because you can do this in the Kateryna and you always can get the pawn back. So
Oh, hang on a
Gelfand has
second.
showed us that.
Let's go to. Sorry to interrupt you there,
no
but
problem.
I just saw that
What happened?
Arjun has sacrificed a piece.
Oh, of course he did. I mean, this whole
So
position
let's
feels
go
like
there.
that. D takes E5. Let's go back a few moves. So what happened? Bishop takes G4. He played G3. He said King H8. Take it if you like, big fella.
Yeah,
of course,
okay.
takes. I mean, that's not really a sacrifice.
No,
if
that's
you
not
are
really a
getting it back.
sacrifice. I mean,
But there is.
no
a
one
second.
sane is going to take that knight.
That is correct. Nobody says it's going to take the. I mean, you could try E5, but no, I could just move my queen.
You
and
can
this
move
is
the
still
queen.
trapped, right? Yeah. So That's not going to happen. Okay, so in the middle of the game, let's go back a few moves here. In fact, try that again. Bishop G4, G3, King H8, takes. Yeah, unless you're, Levon Aronian, you're not going to survive this with the white pieces. In fact, this is definitely everything an attacking player's dream. Rook to G8 is coming. I don't have anything. My bishop's on F1. All my pieces are just around the king, defending. What is the time control? They both have the same amount of time.
They have 6 minutes.
I mean, black is on him right now. Every piece is coming to this attack.
Totally. I mean, and if you try to mobilize the knight on D2, so say, for instance, knight H2. Sorry, I'm obsessed with this idea.
That is a nice idea. It's a tempo.
I just feel like the more pieces around white's king, the happier you will be.
Right.
Just because numbers.
Yeah. It hits the P. It hits the bishop. And this makes sense. Maybe rook G8.
Just a question from Anita, which is like, chat would take the knight.
Chat would take the knight. Yeah, chat would take the knight, Anita. Correct. Anita in the chat there. Chat will take the knight. Absolutely. So in this position, don't take the knight. Don't try this at home, guys. Okay. So D takes, E5, D takes, and this is the live position. Levon in the think tank here, a little bit uncomfortable here. He is thinking, and then also the time is running down here. Playing a strong player like Arjun, he has an attack going, but it is not super clear yet. That's the good thing for Levon. It is not super clear. The knights do defend each other.
That's
right.
True,
We would love to make some trades here. Absolutely.
Right.
And I mean, okay, I actually don't even know where I want to go right now. Actually, for white, like, what do I even?
So if white carries on like playing nothing moves, I don't know, just try to maximize. Yeah, rook A3. Let's say go rook G8.
Okay. What's the threat? Actually, maybe sacking. Yeah, that's a threat. That's huge. Your knight H2 move is genius. Like, you have to play this at some point.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if we could completely ignore the attack.
The attack,
just be completely oblivious to it.
No,
so go C5. Okay, so just do something like that.
Boom.
And then knight takes.
There it is. Here come the tactics. Make sure you're doing your tactics. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right?
Yeah.
Rook takes.
And
this is crazy.
And the king runs to F2.
F2,
yeah,
wow.
If you go to the edge.
F2?
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm taking liberties here.
I don't believe you. You know what? I can even maybe sack on F3. Is that even possible? Where's your queen at? Takes. I guess you're okay here. Somehow, some way you're surviving. Knight G2? Oh my goodness. Is that a move?
Yeah, then I would run away with that knight is just
lucky. This is like
untouchable. I'd run to king E2.
You can't play with fire like this.
I was just
in a classical game, maybe you can, but this is
I was just trying to be very provocative and just say, okay, what's
happened?
happened?
On the board.
Knight H2.
Knight H2, and then rook G8 and king H1, and he ran away.
Do you ever play like bingo? Because I always think when I guess the player's moves, I'm like bingo. Let's see if I can. Bishop, knight H2, rook G8, king H1.
In fact, that book you mentioned to me yesterday, what was the book when we were at dinner? Forward chess? What was the book?
It was...
I forgot. I was looking at it, and I read a chapter for free. There was like free chapters there. I'm going to buy the book. But it said it was defense. It was like defense.
Yeah.
One thing about being a strong player is you have to be very good at defense.
Exactly, yeah.
One of the chapters that was free there to let us look at was, I'll actually go check it later, but it was...
it was by Jan Markos and David Navarra.
Yeah, correct. David Navarra, a very strong player. That's why I was very interested in the book. But it was nice because they were showing defense from a very strong player. Just even though he was getting attacked, he was defending very well. This is what it reminds me of. I mean, he's getting attacked very, very aggressively, right? And he's just defending. Very nice. Knight H2, king H1, and it is now on Arjun to try to finish this attack. But there's like I mentioned before, all these pieces around the king.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like it's working right now.
And okay, so definitely this is a wild game. Shall we quickly take a look at some? I'm thinking about Grischuk against Bibisara.
That's fine.
Because Grischuk is working up the rankings.
Well, she played G4. Whoa, this got crazy. Let's go back. What happened in the last few? F6, she played G4, kicked the knight.
Okay,
then she played E3.
Yeah, you really wanted your pawn break.
Yeah, but E5, this is why he played F6, so E5 seems like the logical move to follow up with, because that's what he played F6
but still feels like Grischuk is in complete control. And let's go down to Boris against Hou Yifan.
Okay. Yeah, this is definitely nice, Kateryna. But look, what is this? Like, Catalan's so annoying. It's such a good opening. It's such a good opening. You always have nagging pressure.
Yeah.
D4's like kind of weak. You know, you have these. We have the pressure. We got the light square bishop.
Yeah, you feel like this.
I mean, look
this
at the
knight
queen.
D.
Like, you can't even move anywhere, really.
I mean, yeah,
This
there's
is really
knight
annoying.
D6 in the airs as well. So,
Really annoying.
yeah, this is bad news.
Well, we have a win. Kramnik.
Kramnik.
Winning. What happened? Where did this happen? Where did we leave in this game? We left
left
right
it
here with
pretty
the double
early,
pawns.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay, so this was a miniature.
Yeah, quick. And he actually had a few of these, in fact. Kramnik's actually been playing quite well. He actually, well, I mean, what do you expect? It's Kramnik. But he did play very well, especially in some of the aggressive games he had. 96 with Hou Yifan. And another, like, sacking game with the Lagno, with the Rook F5. That
yeah.
was a sick game. And a Sicilian here. Okay, Queen
He
C2.
beat Keymer in a very complicated rook and
Oh,
pawn
the Rook and
ending.
pawn. Yeah, he's been playing well. Rook to D1, 94. And I guess we trade everything, correct? Doubling. Take. Okay.
Oops.
Oh, that's
dear.
it. That was a blunder.
That was just a blunder, and the
Just a
knight on
blunder.
E7 is falling.
And then 95,
Nothing to do.
and then he resigns after 95. Hitting the rook, you move the rook, I take the knight, miniature.
Just goes to show, loose pieces drop off.
Every
And
time. First game done in that
okay,
game, in the match.
Vincent Keymer against Sindarov.
Okay, 3-6, 3-6,
The
okay.
eternal question, which is
Yeah,
better, the bishop or the knight? It's like, which one's come first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, the egg. That's funny. Interesting. Okay, rook B3 being the last move. What would I take here? I actually like knight. I don't like the knight.
Knight
versus
is
the bishop,
terribly placed, actually.
Correct.
I
I
mean,
don't
it's
like the
completely
knight.
dominated by the pawn on G6.
but I do like the initiative from white. I feel like I have a slight initiative. Slight, very slight.
Yeah,
Have the files, right? I mean, there's some
That's
pressure.
true.
There's a draw. Whoa, they took a draw. Oh man, that is
Oh, no,
that is
oh,
like
no,
I
we
never
missed
thought
it.
that would happen. He played Queen B2 and after the draw,
wow.
and he took it. And they started they were talking about
Are
the
they
game.
talking about? So Levon must have really
Felt
not
the pressure.
liked his position at all,
Absolutely.
because Levon, of course, if he wants to overtake, not even overtake, match
Yeah, that would have been
Arjun
just
Erigaisi, he needed to win, and that means that Erigaisi,
still in first place.
yeah, at least
Nobody's catching it.
tied for first.
Correct.
He's 1 point ahead of Levon Aronian,
That's right.
and well, he is well on his way to becoming first in the rapid portion, and you have to
Yes.
remember that the overall winner of both the rapid and the blitz will net themselves.
How much?
It's roughly $45,000,
Ooh-wee.
but it sounds even more
Yeah.
impressive when I say it. It's 20 million and 300,000 tenge.
Kazakh.
Yeah.
Right. Yes,
Which
that's
is
pretty
Kazakh
nice.
currency.
Pretty nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to him, see if he need a new manager or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's nice. Good money there. All right. Let's keep moving. Keep moving around. Okay. We just checked this out. Boris and Hou Yifan. Now, well, that bishop's gone. 3-4. Look at that. He got the pawn back somehow. Of
Yeah.
course. And when you get the pawn back in the Catalan structures, it's the worst for black. Every time they get the pawn back, black's just not doing that well.
But on the other hand, okay, I'm just going to pretend that this terrible pawn structure there on the king side doesn't
Yikes.
exist. I mean, if you were to ignore that middle game factor and just
Okay.
kind of say, well, if the queens got traded off, black would be okay, actually.
You're right. If the queen's trade off, actually, you're correct. I do like that. We have the file, bishop versus knight. Definitely. If E2 falls, we have a pass pawn. I am a big fan of actually that whole thing here. Question is, can we do it? Whose move is it? Hou Yifan's move. Gelfand confidence,
Well,
sipping
this
water,
queen
up
takes
time.
pawn in the air, so I guess you could step forward with the
King
king.
G7. Let's look at it. King G7 seems like the most logical. And what does white do after this? I do not see a clear plan.
Well,
yet.
the white rooks are in a bit of a tangle.
By the way, King G7 is on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it's not that easy. Maybe Queen F4. I do attack the pawn. Make
Right.
a threat. Maybe, yeah, what do you do about this? C4?
That makes a lot of sense.
96. I don't know. 94 around there. Yeah, white just,
okay,
yeah,
well,
there's
Queen
this.
F4,
Queen F4 is on the
but
board.
I think you're right. I think you're going to see Rook C4.
And
being
rook
played.
c4, and I do like knight d6 with a tempo, and
Yeah.
then knight around the e4.
And the pawn grabber in me is like, all right, I take the a pawn.
The pawn grabber in you, that's right.
The,
that is correct.
the non-pawn grabber in me, the
Yes.
scaredy cat, is actually looking at other moves, like for instance the rook coming down to
Yes.
c2, and then once the knight goes to e4, the queen will offer herself up for a trade.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we do have queen f4 on the board as we wait. Hou Yifan under a minute.
Under a minute. Yeah. But she has to hold on to d4.
Oh, we have another result.
Oh,
Grischuk
wow.
beats Bibisara. She just
Yeah.
kind of blunders something somewhere in here.
No, I mean, but
It was not the greatest position, though, right?
yeah, that's
E3. Oh, he took.
something went wrong in the opening.
And then E5. Wow, that was just interesting. I would have actually played E5 to lock it down, but he said no. Okay.
Yeah, but now
look at the
you
square
see
here.
he spots a target on f4 and he's going to put a knight there. And then
Very
the
strong.
d pawn is weak, the a3 pawn is weak. I mean, yeah, it's just what can I say? It's
Yikes.
bad Benoni.
Yeah, C4 hits the queen, hits the rook.
But it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bibisara will have one more rapid game,
Mhm.
and then there will be a pause. The players get 1 day of rest
And
until it
Blitz.
gets fast and furious. The Blitz.
Fast and furious.
22 games of Blitz will be played over 2 days.
22 games. That is insane.
I don't know how we're
wanna
gonna
be a
keep
part
up.
of that. Oh, we're going to keep up.
We're going
all
to have to
night.
need some coffee, and we're going to have to get used to talking at breakneck speed.
Right, really fast. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Pow,
All
pow,
right.
pow. Yeah.
Bishop f7 is on tap here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he even allowing this? He's saying, hey, give me the bishop pair. Really wants it that bad, which is understandable. If I move my bishop, there may be an e6, but if bishop d4, and try to go rook h1,
Yeah.
knight f6, okay.
Also, black is a pawn up.
I figured that. I was like, maybe the black's up a pawn, huh? Yeah, that's exactly right. We count the pawns. Black's up a pawn. Give me the bishop pair, I'll give you your pawn back, says black.
Yeah.
2-minute time edge. Kateryna, this is a big game for her, actually.
A huge
If
game.
she can win this game.
And Vakhidov, 23 seconds left on the clock. And
Whoa, she took it that way.
She took
Bishop
it that way.
b7. I am
Oh.
a fan of it. I like it. I like it.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that actually,
I
but
like
I
it
mean,
a
she
lot.
does give herself a pass c pawn.
Correct. Also, stops. I mean, we got not 2 versus 1, but kind of 2 versus 1. But the other thing is that the king doesn't get active in this game. Bishop f7, the king is active, and we don't have to worry about rook h8 stuff and stuff like that. But that was actually really nice. f6 now, this king's still going to run to f7 at some points.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like perhaps this is now in the realms of a draw for
Absolutely.
Vakhidov, but definitely with 18 seconds, anything can happen.
That is correct.
And can we just quickly look at Vincent Keymer
Right.
against Sindarov?
Wow.
This
Yeah.
one we kind of thought balanced,
Correct.
so to speak. I'm not sure.
This is kind of annoying, but we can always kick it away, and the king does have shelter. I like white's structure. Yes, okay, you have the bishop versus knight, but this is really ugly. If I could win one of these, I mean, this could be definitely in white's favor. But,
And,
I mean, it's just not as easy. Easier said than done.
It is certainly easier said than done, and one of the things that I would be looking to do is, if I'm playing with the white pieces, is just to lock this bishop out and go e5.
E5, very nice.
Yeah, and then actually move forward with the knight to
Excellent move,
e4.
too. Yeah, E5 is very nice. E5,
Yeah.
so knight in.
And
C4,
once you've got complete control,
Yeah.
then you can waste some time going pawn hunting.
Very nice. Very nice. I am a fan of this right here. I think it's a great idea. And we have some moves.
Wow,
E5 and queen E8.
queen e8, nice
Queen
move.
E8.
Threatening
A4.
a4.
Mm,
What next?
A4.
Still.
We have more moves.
And yeah, and you've
Quick,
got ideas like if you go queen c4, he can go rook b4.
Oh, it's kind of annoying.
It is annoying, isn't it?
It's kind
And
of
white's
annoying.
king is unsafe, so I mean, it's a very dynamic
Definitely.
position.
Definitely. As a fresh.
And
nothing
the
there.
players,
Okay.
okay, under a minute. And where else can we get? Can we look at Boris Gelfand?
Okay, Boris here. Are you fine?
Oh!
Whoa, what is that? Oh my goodness,
Whoa,
you
my
get
goodness
mated.
me.
That's like maiden 2.
Maiden two.
They're like maiden 2 here.
Okay, the
Oh
queen
yeah,
is
that's
going to
nasty.
come
Check.
to d6.
I mean, here come the tactics, and then check and mate.
Yeah.
Or knight f6. This is mate. This is game over. What happened?
Queen d6.
Yeah, this is a resignation. Yeah, she resigns after queen at d6. But what happened and how? Let's go back.
Oh my God! It was like we said, but why?
That's exactly what I called, right? Knight d6.
Oh no!
Knight
I said
takes
the
and
pawn
knight
grabber
e4.
in me wants to do this, but this is bad. Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yikes.
no, you're not going to get friends. No,
That's
you're
all
not.
right.
You're not
That's
going to
tough.
survive
tough.
with your king out in the open. The
The
rook
Cadillac.
and queen
Man.
circling. No,
He's like won every game with that. I mean,
he's very impressive.
it's
with the
very
Cadillac.
impressive, in
Okay,
fact.
so let's go to the Keymer game because there it looked like it was getting quite sharp.
Okay, here we are.
Oh, good night. Runaway a pawn.
Yeah, this is kind of annoying. That pawn is very
Run.
fast.
Push him.
Can I wait a second? Are you just
Yeah,
giving it
yeah.
up?
Yeah, I'm
You
just
might have to
pushing
give
it.
up
I'm just pushing it.
Just pushing it.
I don't
What was
care.
it?
I don't care about the
Ooh.
c5 pawn. That pawn means nothing.
Sindarov is definitely in the driver's seat now, threatening to take. You may have to go g3. Not a move I want to play, but I cannot allow this bishop to get active. If the bishop gets active, this is GG. You can almost resign. After bishop takes, and we're pushing the pawn. G3 is probably going to be played 13 seconds for Keymer.
Yeah.
Okay, E6, going for counterplay. Going
Wow.
for counterplay. He will definitely take a perpetual here. Anytime, any day, if allowed.
Well, that's his only hope, right? Because the a pawn is so strong.
No, it's so
takes-
strong.
Pawn takes pawn.
I don't think it's enough for a perpetual. For some reason, it doesn't feel like... Now, if he gives up the bishop, then, of course, you would have some type of perpetual, but...
Yeah, that
Even
bishop
then,
is
it's
a
very
beast. So he's gone for f takes e6, queen takes.
You might have to put the knight on a2. How passive is that? It's very passive.
Right. I mean, first, yeah, takes, and now you have to go.
You might have to go here. It's just
Oh,
very
hang on a
passive.
second. Is there
Yeah.
is there a perpetual, right?
Oh, if you go
you-
f5 or something?
Yeah,
Ooh, tricky. f5.
because you have to do something.
Played, F5.
Okay.
Tricky. Takes,
Now we're in
queen
business.
takes.
Bishop takes.
Okay, but okay.
Okay, let's
Draw.
have a look.
Draw.
Because the
Okay,
players
bishop
are on
takes.
seconds, and
Queen
maybe
takes.
queen takes pawn, king, and now.
You have to go e6.
Yes.
Okay. King f8. f6. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I
What
don't
is- what's
know about
happened?
this.
Let's go.
Let's go. We
Refresh.
got moves. Whoa, they traded queens.
Oh,
Interesting. The golden rule.
golden rule. Your king's unsafe. Of course, it's
Okay.
like the meaning of life.
That's
No,
it.
but
Knight
this is
A2.
beautiful stuff because now that knight is just such a miserable
Oh,
piece,
that's
and
a
now
gross
it's a
knight.
question of activating the king. In endgames, teamwork makes the dream work.
Okay. I see it. King
Cliche, but
E4.
true.
King e4, king d3, c4.
Yep. And then go
King
snap along
e3,
the.
king bishop check,
B5.
king b2.
Ah,
Oh, you go for b5?
I'm going to
yeah.
go for b5.
Yeah, black's
This
just
is
winning.
Greed,
Black
for
has
lack
to
of
be
a better
winning.
word,
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah, green is good. Black has to be winning, I think.
Yeah, totally.
I can't even push this pawn. Yeah, you got to take black here. You definitely have to take black, especially if I'm able to play c4, get the king here, and this is game.
Right,
Over.
and also you have the issue.
On the board
The,
so far,
the two
we are
kings
here.
have to shadow each other because you can't give ground. Okay,
that
so now,
sucks.
yes.
There's
I mean,
some tricks,
okay,
though.
there are some tricks like c4.
Yep, c4 here.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure about throwing in a check,
Okay.
but maybe let's go for immediately for the pawn.
By the way, in fact, this is on the board.
Okay.
c4,
Well, he's gone
king
bishop
e3, he went
f6.
bishop f6, right.
Okay, this is nice. Actually, this is even better because you're asking black. Sorry,
Make
you're
a
asking
move.
white to make a move.
Where do you go?
Okay, so if you go,
Wow,
I
really?
don't know.
c3, ugh.
no, not king c3. Let's just say, oh, I can't. King f3. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah, king up. King. Yeah, this is runaway king. It's going rogue.
You know, I can't get in here, though.
No,
So is this really winning?
but you can make some moves, right, to block out the king. You can wait with the bishop at all times. Anyway, we should
got
just
moves.
check.
We got moves, yeah,
Yeah.
correct. We got moves. And live position, king c1, or actually, sorry, knight c1, king c5, king e4. This is live position right now. Yeah, I think he's just saying, like, how do you make progress, though? Like, how are you going to make
Well,
progress?
if you just wait.
Just wait, like,
Okay, you put your bishop on b2. Sorry.
b2? Knight,
Yeah.
maybe I have to stay here.
And okay, hang on. Let me wait in a better way.
Okay.
Let me just make a a pass move with the bishop.
Okay, let's go back
Yeah,
actually. Sorry, king e4.
Doesn't really matter. Go back to
Like-
h8. Who knows?
Okay, yeah, h8, right.
Yeah, just
Here?
random. Okay, now bishop b2.
Oh, spicy. That is a nice move. Maybe king f. Yeah, that's nice.
But then I have a time to.
I have to do something like
Yeah, if
this and give the pawn up.
Yeah,
You take and then I
I
run
definitely
in.
take, and then
This isn't
you.
that clear. Like, what
Yeah,
is this?
it is quite clear because
you
what you
got?
do is you put your bishop there,
Okay, here,
and then bishop out onto.
here.
Yep,
Okay, takes.
and then you just leave it. King takes.
And then I don't know what to do. Like,
Yeah,
the
you have to
problem
go
is
king h5 and go h4.
H4. Wow. This may be okay.
Maybe
Let's see. let's
still
see.
drawing
Let's
chances.
see what he has. Let's see. I mean, this is a miraculous draw. If he's able to draw this, this is the best draw of his career, right?
Right. Okay, so this one looks like it's going in black's favor, but drawing chances. Can we take a peek at Lagno against Vakhidov? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3,
Wow,
4.
another one. I mean, it's crazy how you can't. I mean, this is like insane how they both have the same type of Uzbekistan here, both have the same type of position. Like,
Yeah.
interesting.
But it's also
King can't get in.
like ultimately is white setting up a c6 breakthrough. So I'm thinking of trading rooks.
I'm also thinking of sacking.
Oh, wow.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Sack king in, but he's not going for it. Maybe in a classical game, you could.
You have the time to
You
sit
have the
down
time
and
to
work out the
sacrifice king in,
consequences.
check, right? You calculate everything, but yeah, white. She's definitely making this work. Rook b6 is going to be quite annoying.
Hmm.
Quite annoying. That's a good move.
That is a very good move.
17 seconds for Vakhidov here.
Okay. Rook b8.
That's a
What-
good move.
what is-
How do you do? What do you do about this? Knight.
Just
I
wait
can't
with
do
the
that.
king. You can't do too much. Hang on a second. Is there no
What
knight
you got?
c6?
But we take, right?
Yeah, I'm just
Oh, you mean knight c6
Knight C6
immediately?
instead of,
instead of
king
king
F5.
f5. That may have been played, and then king f5 takes. Yeah, I think it probably reversed the move order. But knight
Yeah.
c6. Wait, what?
But
Yeah.
now there's rook takes pawn.
Maybe they want e4 to play knight check.
Yeah,
It's
they
on the board.
absolutely
Here
do.
we go. e4, last trick. There it
Okay,
is.
pawn takes pawn, check.
Oh, it's check though.
It
That's
is a
the
check.
problem. Is check. It is check.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, these games are so intense right now. No mating nets. Nothing crazy. King here is the only move that loses. Knight b4. Don't let that happen.
And then
I don't know. Is she winning?
feels like it.
It does feel like it. It does feel
18
like it.
seconds to just under half a minute for Vakhidov. Whoa.
Mm.
Oh, this does feel like it's
Oh,
completely in the
Vincent,
bag.
what?
What's
Vincent
what?
Keymer won the game? I don't understand. Oh, it says draw. Okay, never mind. They put it on wrong.
Ah, okay.
They put it in the,
So
on the
this was a
board.
draw in the end.
It was a draw.
And
I
did
mean,
you-
he had some type of fortress where you couldn't break through, and then I'm able to walk the king up. I mean,
Yeah.
that's this miraculous draw.
Wow.
Very rare draw, to be honest.
Okay, so this takes us back to this game.
They might be drawing this one, too. Wait a second. You remember that game with Vincent and Kramnik?
Yep.
Oh, that was tough. That's a tough loss.
That
Tough
was
loss.
very tough,
This
especially.
reminds me of that because this is faster. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
faster. It could be a win for white.
Hmm. Yep, you don't have the time to play rook takes pawn.
Mm-hmm.
So give a check. Good stuff. King goes to a4.
A little zigzag. Check. King b6.
Okay, now he does it.
Push. He takes. He brings the rook back.
Well, if he goes, can't he go king b7?
Correct. King b7 for Kateryna, and I think this might be winning. It just feels like it's winning. He pushes instead. I go king b7. You push. I go rook a6. Oh, she did it this way.
I think this is good enough.
Push. Queen. It's close. Oh my goodness.
Is it?
This is so close. Yeah, because you have the extra
Okay,
pawn.
let's show
and
out
I'm
what
3 away.
we're looking at. So
We have push.
Okay,
You have the queen.
you
maybe.
have the queen.
Yeah, you have the queen. Okay, it's on the
rook
board.
takes queen.
Takes. I push if you check. So if I push this one, I push, queen.
But the
Queen with
f
check.
pawn will queen with check.
That's it. That's game over.
right,
A
and
queen
you
with
can't
check.
and you
Wow.
can't go f1.
One tempo.
No, but I mean, if just to kind of highlight, if you go So c6.
Wait, oh my goodness, this one queens with check.
Yeah, but you can get behind it. And
Oh,
now
yeah,
you go
correct.
rook to g8. And now you have to go. And now you just go here. And
This is crazy.
it doesn't really matter that black queens.
Because I'm queening with check.
Because white queens with check.
What
And
a
whoever
game.
queens with check will win.
And this is it. It's on the board.
It's
happening
literally
as we talk about
happening.
it.
I mean, this was practically forced.
Oh my goodness. Wow, what an end game. Make sure this is Dvoretzky page 650, in fact. Dvoretzky in-game manual, that
I think
is.
you'll find he does the queen
Wow.
endings first.
He actually does, in fact, right. He does. Oh, man.
And, well, if Kateryna wins, that means that she
a
now will be on 50%.
That's good. Wow, sheesh. This was tough.
This is tough, yeah.
Queen, he has to. He doesn't have a choice. And she queens with check. And somehow, this is going to be mating somehow.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
has
there's
to be.
no way that the black queen on f1 is ever going to get to the aid of the black king. I mean, it's completely alone. It's never going to survive.
Yeah, there's no way.
The only hope for Vakhidov is basically that Kateryna, because of the clock situation, doesn't find the right moves.
That's true, but she's also up. I mean,
that's-
she's a minute 20.
Exactly.
You know, he's the one that has to find
hopeless.
the most accurate moves here. I mean, and this was crazy. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 3 games, 3 decisive games,
There you
2
go.
draws, and it looks like a 4th. Maybe a 4th decisive. Oh, that's it. Wow, accurate. Queen
Completely
G4.
accurate, yeah.
Queen G4. It's okay. It's not all. Yeah, this is over. This is over. There's
It
nothing
really
to do.
is
There's
nothing.
checks everywhere.
Hmm.
I'm also threatening to take on G2 as well.
Well, she can play queen g3 check. She can move the rook, give check. On e8,
Yeah, and
Just
this one, okay.
spoilt for
I can
choice.
understand. Yeah, I can understand though how this is happening. I can understand why he's still playing on. Because there may be some perpetual
Yeah, like,
ideas.
the king can hide itself on g1, so
Uh-huh.
in light of that, I would probably be tempted to go queen g3 check.
Right. Queen G3 check, and then that's actually most accurate, right?
I don't think it matters really. I mean,
She's thinking too. She's
she is
but
thinking
Queen G3
too.
is like very accurate. You just you can check.
yeah, because and then you can give
Just
check.
take and
No,
come back.
well, you can just
Come back
give a
and do
check now. And
Yeah.
she is playing queen g3. I mean, she's such a fantastic player.
Absolutely.
She's been
Played this
3-time Blitz Women's World Champion,
Wow.
1-time Women's World Rapid Champion.
There it is.
There it is.
Queen G3,
And
we
if
might see a
he
resignation
blocks
there.
the check, then the rook will simply but the rook will now come to e8, and
E8.
that is it. It is going to be
Rook
over.
E8 check.
Well, unless he can survive because of this pawn. No.
Sometimes you try
I'm
to
never
be a
gonna
little too
shift
accurate
my
and mess up
opinion.
everything. Yeah, this is just rook check though. Rook check's very strong.
And there she goes, and then he's going to put his king on. Yeah,
Rook check, King D2. Oh, this is like mate. You can also go Queen E1.
Queen e1 is very tempting, right?
Very tempting. You
I
can
know
also
she's-
take the queen. and
Well,
let the
that's
queen
what she's
check.
gone for.
Yeah, take the
And
queen.
Vakhidov is praying that there is a perpetual check.
Right, somehow, some
I'm
way.
sorry to disappoint,
Go
but
king
no.
C6, allow Queen B3 check.
No.
That would be a fatal blunder. King C6 allows.
No, but it's
Actually,
elementary
I mean,
for
even
her.
you can go king here, so that's not even a blunder. Yeah, there's just nothing.
Well,
no
king,
chances.
King A6 would have been a blunder.
King A6, right.
There you go.
Very bad.
So she puts her king on B7,
Mhm.
and where is her hiding place with the king?
Maybe just around here.
Yeah,
Just like run around and then somehow bring the queen
yeah,
in.
there you go. King C8,
Mhm.
I agree with you. F8, that is the
Easy.
square to head to.
Tuck and roll.
Then you can use tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll. Tuck and roll. That's right.
How do you come up with these expressions?
Of course,
Have
of
you?
course. I'm a Jedi.
Yeah, I'm a Jedi. Oh, okay.
Get that all the
How
time.
much time have you dedicated to coming up with them?
Years.
Years.
Years. I went to school for
And,
it. There it is.
handshake.
Handshake and game is over. Yikes. Wow, great job. Congratulations to Kateryna. That puts her at 50%, right?
I think so, yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Where's Vakhidov at? You know?
Yeah, I
remember.
think he was
He
on.
might be +1, maybe.
He was.
So maybe he's 50%.
I think he was on 50%, and now he's going, well, less than 50%. Okay,
Yep.
so let's check out the results.
Wow, check the results of this one, guys, with 4 decisive results and 2 draws.
Definitely. And there we see it was a draw. Sorry, Kateryna did beat Vakhidov, and Grischuk did beat Bibisara, and Gelfand had a very convincing game against Hou Yifan and Vincent Keymer. It was a draw, right?
That's
a
right.
draw between Sindarov. It was a fortress that could not be broken, and Vladimir Kramnik showing us all why was former world champion, and also his nickname is Big Vlad because he defeated Hayk. And between the two leaders, it was Arjun Erigaisi who got the result that he wanted with a draw against Levon Aronian, and this draw means that Arjun Erigaisi is 1 point ahead of Levon Aronian, and there we can see the score table.
Absolutely, as Arjun Erigaisi is the man to beat, in fact, as he has one more round here. I wonder who he's actually playing. Maybe it's Sindarov. No, they got
Erigaisi will playing Kateryna Lagno.
Oh, in the last round. Okay,
Yes.
so all up to Lagno. Can Lagno take down the man?
So interestingly enough, Kramnik will be playing Sindarov in the last round. Levon will be playing Hayk.
Nice. It's going to be nice to see. One more round here. Wow.
I can't believe it. It's going so fast.
I know, and Arjun's looking to take this one away, at least in the rapid portion. So,
Yeah.
pretty awesome. We'll take a quick break and come back with the last round, guys. So don't go anywhere.
Сәтті Жұлдыз акционерлік қоғамы Қазақстандағы бірыңғай лотерея операторы. Ұлттық лотерея ақшалай ұтыстардан бөлек талай қазақстандыққа пәтер мен автокөлік сыйлады. Біз лотерея ұйымдастыру кезінде заң талаптары мен әлемдік стандарттарға сай қауіпсіз әрі сапалы өнім ұсынамыз, және әлеуметтік жауапкершілікті ескереміз. Компания көптеген жобаларға демеушілік жасайды, және жаңа әлеуметтік маңызы бар бағдарламаларды қолдауды жалғастырады. Спорттың дамуына қаржылай көмек көрсету, Қазақстан халқына қоғамдық қорын қолдау, білім гранттарын бөлу, мемлекеттік тілді дамыту бағдарламасын дамыту, сұлу жобасы, зағип бүлдіршіндердің ел қатарлы дамуына жағдай жасау, қоғам қайраткерінің фото көрмесі, ауыл мектептері мен спорт клубтарын спорттық жабдықтармен қамтамасыз ету, мұқтаж жандарды азық-түлікпен қамтамасыз ету. Сәтті Жұлдыз ұлттық лотереясының атқарған жұмысы. Сәтті Жұлдыз, сапа мен жауапкершілік мекені.
барлық су бірдей ме? Адам қолымен өзгертілгені де бар. Табиғаттан жаратылғаны да бар. Табиғи минералдары бар суды ізде. Туран табиғаттан жаратылған.
Let's go! Alright!
We are back for the final round of the rapid portion at the Satty Zhuldyz Chess Festival. And, we already know who's going to be tied for first, at least. That is Arjun Erigaisi. He is storming it here. How many points does he have? He's dropped 1.5 points, and that's about it.
Right.
And let's check out the standings. And there we can see Arjun Erigaisi. He is absolutely rocking it. 8.5 points, 1 point ahead of Levon Aronian. And in third place, it is Alexander Grischuk, who has crept up to 6.5 points. And Vladimir Kramnik, Big Vlad, he is in fourth place. And here we have the round 11 pairings. Arjun Erigaisi will face off against Kateryna Lagno, who we just saw won her last game. And then Hayk also will face off against his former countryman, Levon Aronian. And then we have Sindarov facing off against Kramnik, Hou Yifan against Vincent Keymer, and Alexander Grischuk against Boris Gelfand. It's an important matchup there. And Vakhidov against Assaubayeva, Bibisara. Wow.
Yeah.
Which matches excite you the most?
You know what? I think for me, I definitely like the Levon one, the Levon and Hayk, because if Levon wins, like, this is a tie. He's like, yeah, but also, I mean, Arjun and Lagno. So it's definitely like, what's going to happen between those four players there?
And there we see the players seated, ready at the board. Grischuk, white pieces. He's pulled together a few victories, and that's why he's in third place. And now it's important. It's very, very important, actually, this game, even though it's like round 11.
Right.
And there are no prizes, so to speak. Not just yet.
Not just
that
yet.
will happen after the Blitz event is finished. But it's super important because if you finish on a victory, that will set the tone for what is going to happen in the Blitz portion.
Absolutely.
And they are off. And there we see
what we got.
Erigaisi opening with c4.
Okay.
I always feel a touch of happiness when I see c4 because it's called the English.
That's right.
And that is my country.
Of course you like that one, right?
I actually don't like the opening, by the way.
Yeah, me too. I mean, okay, actually, OTB, for me, I mean, I have 1.5 out of 2 games. I only played it twice, but still, 1.5 out of 2.
But we're safe because, we're going to see something which actually has a lot of poison. We're going to see the exchange Queen's Gambit declined, and Arjun making all the right moves, developing the bishop out to g5. And the big question for black is how are they going to develop the light squared bishop?
That is correct.
And
by the way, we have a quick result already.
Oh, already?
Levon's like, yo, I'm out. I don't even care. Like, and you see Arjun looking at him and just like, okay, cool. So that's a draw.
That's a draw.
I mean,
okay, so that means Arjun Erigaisi has won the rapid portion.
That's it.
And that's
He
it.
won the rapid.
Absolutely.
He won the rapid.
And also it means that Levon Aronian has come second.
Yeah, second place. It's not
So
bad.
it's not bad.
He's like, I can't win it. I mean, well, okay, he could have if he would have really went for it, but he also.
But it's out of
risking
his
it.
control, right?
Right, exactly.
It's all
It's out of
dependent
his
on
control.
Erigaisi
Right.
playing a bad game. But interestingly enough, I mean, we had a chat with Hayk and Levon as to whether Hayk was recognized on the streets of Armenia.
Oh, wow. What did they say about that?
And he said he's recognized in his village.
Oh, nice.
But not in Yerevan at all.
Oh.
The only chess player who's recognized in Yerevan
Is Levon.
is Levon.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
LeBron is what we call him. LeBron Aronian. But at the same time, of course, Hayk is very, very strong and one of the greatest online players you can see. I think even higher rated than Levon.
Probably. And his
Believe it or not.
specialty is blitz.
Blitz,
so
yeah, very strong.
get
We'll see.
prepared.
Ooh.
No, Hayk actually finished third place in the 2022 World Blitz Championships. And okay, the players playing very typical stuff, except Erigaisi. He's signaled
So
his
they wanna play
aggressive
on.
intentions. He's
Yeah.
put his knight on e2.
Absolutely.
Which means that the plan is simply to castle kingside, and then go queen c2, f3, and e4. At the right time, you have to prepare it. You have to take 10 moves to make it. You have to put your rook on d1, king on h1, etc., etc. But now, actually, I'm thinking whether he's even got intentions of going
Yeah, I have
queenside
a
castle,
serious
because
problem.
this
I
is a
mean,
trendy line as well.
I love castling queenside. I don't care what's going on. I just love to castle queenside and just launch and attack every game. I just have a problem. So I love it. I do it all the time. So I'm definitely queen c2. I'm like, yep, we're going queenside. We're going to play f3. We're going to play g4. We're going to play e4.
But
we're going to go for mate.
you have to be an all-rounder.
Yeah.
Hikaru had the same problem. and he became
That's
like a
correct.
super grandmaster when he was like, you know what, I'm
I'm
too
gonna
aggressive.
start. Yeah, and he started playing Queen's Gambit Decline.
I need
It's
to
so
be more
gross.
solid. Yeah.
I see him play Queen's Gambit Decline. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to sleep right now. But, I mean, he did play a lot of King's Indian defense and et cetera to get up to where he is today now.
Yeah.
Even beating Gelfand. In fact, one of the greatest King's Indian defense games ever was against Gelfand when he played, Hikaru had 3 moves where he just left his queen hanging, right? Queen's
Whoa.
hanging for 3 separate moves, right?
That's
And
incredible.
It was incredible, but it was one of the greatest ever there. Now he plays Queen's Gambit Decline. Boring chess.
Right.
Boring
And the
chess.
Berlin defense.
And the Berlin, right? He's going to put you to sleep.
Okay.
Somehow.
And
Okay.
let's go down to the battle
Hmm?
of is it teenage prodigies. It's Sindarov against
Where's that? Oh, Sindarov versus...
Vincent Keymer, right?
Oh, no,
They didn't-
Sindarov's playing Kramnik.
Kramnik. Yeah.
Sindarov's playing Kramnik. And then Hou Yifan versus Keymer.
Yeah.
Now, Sicilian? Definitely Sicilian. Let's see where.
Oh, close Sicilian.
Okay.
This was my favorite. In
Of
fact,
course.
it wasn't just
I like the
my
close.
favorite. It was also the England women's team's favorite.
Oh,
We
really?
would do this. Yeah.
Okay.
It would, and it was
It was working for
really
you
much
guys,
to the frustration of our coach. Because our coach was like, "Come on, girls, play something different," and we were like,
Right.
"But we get good
No.
results."
We winning, coach. So,
Yeah,
right.
but actually, it started off as a close Sicilian, but
Mm-hmm.
now with the inclusion of D2, D4, it's now
Okay.
become one of these just traditional G3 Sicilians.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's a really nice positional opening actually, because your idea is very simple. You're just restraining black, and you're just simply gonna develop your pieces
Yeah,
and say to black, eventually that pawn on D6 is going to be weak.
absolutely. Especially
And-
if they're on knight B5.
And yeah, exactly.
See it.
And also, you do have the makings of an attack.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, you can go F4, you can go G4. You can do whatever you like.
Wow.
Flexible system.
Very flexible system. Big fan of flexibility. In fact, as I got stronger, I just want you realize you need to have more options. In fact, I love aggressive chess, but sometimes you have to play positional. And this is what we have here: Sindarov. In fact,
Okay.
playing a positional style against Kramnik.
Okay, and if we go down to Hou Yifan against
Versus Keymer.
Vincent.
Whoa.
And-
This is D4, maybe a London. Oh, this is you.
This is a
Karakan.
Karakan.
One of your
Oh, this is like
favorites.
this is the first Karakan that I've seen.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's actually correct. We haven't seen that like a whole tournament.
I haven't seen a single.
11
in the-
rounds,
obviously, I have seen Karakans before. I mean,
It's my first Karakan ever, guys.
It's not like
Right.
a mythical beast.
In fact, we have another result. Let's actually check that real
Okay,
quick.
let's check that out.
And they just want to get out of here, which is understandable. Vakhidov versus Bibisara here. And as we had just a quick draw, B3. They went with the B3, double Finkel.
Yep.
And it just,
And
nice
the
E3.
end.
He offered a draw. She's like, whatever. We out of here.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Nothing wrong with
get
that.
themselves in a good mood for the coming Blitz tournament. I'm
Getting ready?
not
Rest day
going to
tomorrow.
criticize that.
Mhm.
Okay, and then we're going to go down to Grischuk against
Gelfand.
Gelfand. But you didn't go back to my Karakan. You
Which one?
deprived me of
Oh,
my
you're
Karakan.
Karakan. Oh, yes. Let's go back. Exchange
This
Karakan.
is the first time they played it in this tournament,
We have to see
and
it.
we have to have a look. And it's exchange one, which is really, if that's going to put you to sleep, this one is.
Yeah, correct.
Like a queen came out to B3,
Queen C7.
queen
takes three.
C7.
You went 92. Now, there's a pawn grab here. After G4. Thanks. This is a line I used to play with white.
All right.
You actually grab a pawn here. But I guess he, likes this. Maybe, wait, in fact, actually. What happened in the game again?
Even queen B3? I haven't actually ever
Queen B3,
seen
Queen
that.
C7. Yeah, this is new. Yeah, he went bishop H5, but this is like winning a pawn. Usually they go bishop D7.
Mm.
So interesting. They didn't go for it though. 92 takes. Whoa! What just happened there?
Well, 92 is bishop takes is a really standard idea because, often the light square bishop gets kicked around.
I was
And
talking about this move though. This is the one that's. I was like,
Right,
what?
yeah, I don't think that's so scary. You can-
Wow, this is crazy. I've never seen this.
But you do have to be careful.
Effortless.
Yeah, queen takes pawn.
Boom.
Boom. Go on. Play queen c1 check. Go on. King takes, and then to get greedy. Capture the
Take.
rook. Take it all.
What else?
Queen c8.
Ooh.
Oh, cold shower there.
Ouch. That is a sick line.
Yes.
And the move was bishop F4.
Okay, bishop f4, but we've seen some more moves, and the one thing I did want to say here is that you do have to be slightly careful as black. So you shouldn't be making moves like queen c.
Sorry. What happened? Bishop f4? Okay.
Yeah, bishop f4. You shouldn't be making necessarily passive moves like queen c8.
Okay.
And the reason why you don't want to be playing that is because once the happy moves have been played, like bishop takes bishop, castle, e6, castles, the big point is that it's not easy to go bishop d6, which is the move you want to be playing. And if you can't get that move in, white is simply going to go knight d2, knight f3, and then put that knight on e5, and there you have the anatomy of a very dangerous attack.
Absolutely.
And black is just passive.
That's right.
So this is why you see queen d7 instead.
In fact, as we look to the live position and go back some moves here, looks like knight e2, right? Bishop takes, bishop f4, queen d7, knight c6, and we have ourselves a regular Kateryna with bishop e7.
Yeah, I guess he was afraid of knight e5 happening.
That is kind of annoying, okay. Especially with the pawn on h3, stopping knight g4 makes total sense here.
I do feel that Vincent perhaps played too cautiously with a6. That you tend not to do that so early.
That's right. And in fact, I actually have Erwin's course. I've actually played a lot of Kateryna, believe it or not. And it is more of a Sicilian player, but I know, right? You're making like, what?
Are you sure you want to confess this?
I have, in fact. I played a lot of it. And bishop d6 is actually a move you can't play. After knight e3, I can just go bishop d6.
d6, you just sacrifice the b pawn, and then you go, no problem.
You play rook b8, and this is here, but also castling's fine. And you can actually play this. Even Vladimir Kramnik actually has games with knight e7, knight f5. You sack. You have this eternal initiative that is quite intriguing, in fact, actually. Very, very good.
I mean, often also you counter in the center with e5.
E5, right? Here you can't even play that. You know? So I do like white here.
White is doing well.
Yeah,
I admit to that.
Yeah, and then queen back to d1. 95.
I'm not going to be stubborn here. Just because they play the caro. Yeah, okay, so let's move on. And let's go to the final game.
Okay.
Which was it Grischuk against? Oh, no.
Boris.
Yeah.
Man, Boris been getting his isolated pawn like every game with black.
Right.
Every game with black he wanted to. I mean, he's voluntarily doing it too. He finds to do it in a Sicilian against D4.
He hasn't had a good track record, I have to say. He hasn't had a single good position. He grovelled against. He grovelled a draw against Kramnik. He lost
against Arjun. He's still doing it.
Sometimes you've got to admit defeat, right?
Yeah. And here, look at the empty chairs there. You got the chairs playing in that game there, as you see on the screen there. The chair gambit. Okay. Knight to
the World
B3.
Championship gambit.
The World Champion.
Okay, anyway, that was a bit.
Knight to B3 on the board here. Isolated pawn.
It's actually the only time I've ever seen empty chairs.
You know what? You're right. And I think I've seen it one other time, but that was because it was a quick game. Like it was a quick draw, something quick.
Right. Okay. If the game is finished, but if the game is in progress, it's so rare to see two empty chairs for more than 5 minutes. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially in this format, too, guys. This is the last round. 2 draws are already in the books.
It is the last round, and the players are of course playing to get those placings on. In the rapid portion, because the higher up you are, the better tiebreak you have.
That's correct.
And
Champions Chess Tours.
And I like the first prize for the overall winner is
another draw.
Another draw.
Boris Gelfand, and this one right here.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I was looking. I was like, why is there no
Grischuk
move?
was in 3rd place.
Okay.
So I guess he was like, well, you know
It's
what?
whatever.
I'm happy about that. And save the energy and the power for the Blitz portion.
Tomorrow is a rest day. Are we going over to the World Championship?
Yes.
Oh, we are. We're going to see us. You're going to see us there, hanging out at the World Championship.
We might be playing a game of Mafia, though.
Oh, that's right. I'm with that.
I've never played Mafia before, but apparently I might have played games that are very similar to Mafia.
Correct.
Mafia, And I did this without knowing. How sneaky.
Didn't even know. And then we're going over to the World Champ. You'll see some content there. I might even be streaming it, guys. So we'll be cool. We'll see that. We'll see that. What's the game here? This is the Vincent game. Yeah, it feels like you can just see on his face here. He doesn't like this Kateryna.
His position is very solid.
Yeah, it's very solid.
But obviously he just has to grovel against this kingside attack that is brewing. And big question, Hou Yifan, what should take with the bishop? What should take with the pawn? I personally prefer taking with the bishop.
Absolutely. And
because then you can move your rooks and just try to steamroller black on the king side, push those pawns forward.
Yeah, in fact, this a4 move actually is, okay, it does stop a b5, but you actually still can play b5 in many cases here. I'm actually just a big fan of what Roman Gingiashvili used to do, where he would just play rook e1. Didn't even care about any of this. We're just trying to go for mate. And ace3 actually kind of stops us because the rook wants to be here. Here, so it is a little bit different, but I do like, again, white just has, I think, the lagging or nagging pressure here of trying to go for some type of attack. Queen c6, still trying to get b5 in, maybe. And maybe after, can't go rook b8, but knight d7 is definitely coming, maybe.
Yeah. It's very difficult because black's position is cut in two. He cannot get the queen over to the king side, and I keep harping on about the king side, but take a look at white's bishops. They're pointing to h7 and g7. I mean, those are called the Horwitz bishops, right?
That's right.
And the fact that there's a black pawn on e6 cutting the position in two, this is an indicator. This is the sign that says, switch your attentions to that side.
That's
black,
right.
It's not going to be easy for black to defend.
That's correct, and this is exactly what's happening right now. Queen c2 with the idea of taking on f6 and taking on h7. g6 played quickly from Vincent Keymer, and again, I mean, this is solid, very solid. What you get in the Caro-Kanns here, and we want to go for what we call the minority attack for black. Minority, yeah.
This is why Hou Yifan is former women's world champion
What's he
4
do?
times. She's like, no, I'm going to move my queen to the action, and at the same time prevent your idea of going b5. You're not going to get any compensation whatsoever.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No,
in fact, from white's point, you actually do this next, which is quite annoying.
Totally.
Quite
And
annoying.
also you have ideas of going f4, f5, just blast open.
Ooh, maybe a sack.
Exactly. And anyhow, let's leave this exercise in suffering for black and move on to Erigaisi against Kateryna Lagno. And he did castle. He did castle kingside.
Kingside, okay. Castle, and then maybe something like this as well.
Can we rewind a bit? Because I'm curious as to how Arjun's light square bishop left the board.
He just snapped it. He didn't even care. He didn't want to play a3.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah,
I haven't
is,
seen
I
this
mean,
before.
Light on the rim is dim, right? So
Right.
maybe he didn't like b5, b4, which you can't really stop it. You can't really stop this
Maybe
idea.
this is a nice idea, actually, because if you take back the knight on a6, normally, I know this because I've done this myself, you're going knight d7, knight f8, and then knight e6.
Ooh.
And then you actually plant the knight on g7, and you get ready to go bishop f5 or something.
Nice.
Right. I mean, it's
Carol Khan all day. She definitely
very
likes Carol Khan.
long-winded. But I guess if you're going knight a6, and in those lines there are ideas of going b5. But if you're going knight a6, provoking a3, you still get to e6.
Okay. Very nice.
And then when you go b5, it will come with power because you're going to be threatening b4. So, could be some grandmaster
Reverse
sophistication.
psychology, reverse
And
this,
okay,
reverse that.
because he just snapped that off.
And rook takes. Now the rook is slightly misplaced on a6. You may have to go back this way or make a committal move like c5, make it an isolated pawn
Right.
if you want to activate the rook.
And then rook ae1, so
Which
Arjun
is
is
right.
insistent he's going to go for the f3, e4 plan.
And the knight does go at f4, and it's going around a d3 or c5. It looks like some type of Catalan, where you have the bishop on g2, and the knight usually goes to c5, but a little bit different here. I think the chances are quite level, but definitely I do like white for choices. I just like having these options available to me, even e4 too.
Definitely very tense. And let's go and check Sindarov against Vladimir Kramnik.
Whoa.
Wow, hang on a second. I've been kind of saying that Sindarov has been he's a tactical genius. And he's showing us now. It's e5.
What's the piece count? 3-6 pawns for black.
It's level.
It's level. Correct. Knight d5, he snaps it off. Bishop d5.
What's the problem for black?
I don't see one, actually. I mean, I take the bishop. Yeah, this is a take.
Ah,
There you
okay,
go.
I get it. He wants to go queen takes queen.
Okay.
Maybe with rook take, yeah, and then pawn takes pawn.
Okay.
And now knight c3.
Okay. Maybe sit here.
No, rook takes pawn, or
Man,
bishop
look at
takes
these
pawn or
bishops.
something.
Oh, he wants to pawn. Oh, he's a pawn grabber.
Yeah.
Of course, right? Why not? It is a
Why
pawn,
not?
right? It's a free one. Take.
I'm not
And-
sure which way to do it, but yeah.
And
Yeah, your
I do
pawn
have a pawn
out.
to the good. You're right, and it's passed.
Yeah,
Two
but it's
of
a long way from causing
Yeah,
any
definitely.
trouble, right? So
Definitely a long ways away.
mhm.
Back. Let's see what happens in the game. Oh, this
Oh,
is.
this literally.
Oh, this is all happening. Whoa, this is all happening right now. That
Well,
is
you've heard it here
crazy.
first.
All happening.
Yeah,
Bishop
bishop
F3.
f3 has to.
So maybe he goes here then. Tempo.
Yeah,
Don't
but then
grab
you go rook d1.
Oh, in there.
I
tempo
don't think
again.
Sindarov has done this to get an advantage. I think he's just done this so that he can
Yeah,
kill the game as quickly as possible.
right. Take a draw maybe. I don't know. And grab a pawn. But I mean, hey, I'm the one playing for 2 results because I do have an extra pawn.
Yeah,
And it's passed.
it is.
Again, like you said.
It is passed, but they're both on the second rank. So
That's true.
I
It's a
mean, the
long
bishop
way.
pair
Long way.
is quite
No way
annoying.
from home.
So okay, let's go down.
Bishop F3.
Bishop F3.
Everything happened. Okay, where are we going?
We're going back to Hou Yifan against Vincent Keymer. Oh, this.
Oh, trades. Yes. I mean, the more trades, you always like black more usually. I mean, these are, especially an exchange variation.
Mm-hmm.
I think the worst games that I had were actually with, the worst games I've had was in the exchange variation with pieces traded. So when the pieces start to trade, it gets really bad.
With white or black?
With white, actually.
With white.
With white, because black just has b5. I mean, you do everything. You don't have any attack anymore, right?
Right. I mean, black is going to go, if allowed to, knight b6, knight c4, and then b5,
Mhm.
get that in, and then good old-fashioned minority attack.
Absolutely, minority attack.
And I agree with you. The more pieces that are traded off, the more difficult it is for white to attack or even have the potential to attack
That's right.
the black king.
The exchange variation actually was used a lot, even from Bobby Fischer, who liked to use it, even against that famous game with Petrosian with the queen on b1. He actually does, you have a lot of chances for attacking chess in the exchange variation. It may seem dull, but when the pieces come off, actually black does have lots of good chances here.
Right.
I've just seen it from personal experience, also just from watching games and having a lot of experience from both sides here. Black definitely is quite fine already.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, but at the same time, I feel that white has to do something now.
Right.
And a very trendy move is to go h4.
Oh, h4.
Yeah,
correct.
H4.
Very trendy, right. Very trendy move.
Just
H4.
to soften up the black position a little bit. And then, if you go h5, well, that will have its consequences because then, g3 will happen, the king can step up. There's lovely flexibility between with the two white rooks being able to jump to the queen side and the king side. Yeah. And he stepped forward with his king to g7.
Correct.
He wants that flexibility as well.
That's right.
So maybe we're gonna see
H6,
h5 as well.
H5, right? H5 here. Lots of possibilities and moves for Vincent here. This Carol Khan, I think he's doing quite well. No real problems.
Okay, and going back to Kateryna Lagno against.
This almost looks like a Carol Khan.
It does, doesn't
almost
it?
looks like the type of Carol Khan. I mean, literally the same, and we have the minority attack already available, already here. But
Although that's kind of
yeah,
not quite
maybe not
minority.
Exactly. Maybe, yeah.
It's like a majority attack or something.
Majority attack.
But again, the big problem for black is this light square bishop. It's horrible.
Terrible.
It's got no role in the game. But then again, maybe I'm kind of catastrophizing too much because I guess black does have like h7, h5. The center is relatively stable, and that means one thing: attack on the wings.
Attack
Step
on the
forward with the
wings.
king. Get inspiration from Vincent Keymer.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. And the one thing that I really wanted to stress is that if white ever goes e4, don't be very reluctant to actually trade those pawns.
Okay.
Because once you trade them, of course, white will So yeah, white will open up the F line, and suddenly white's pieces have this amazing flexibility. They can spring forward. There's a lot of potential. You're running a huge risk. Much better to kind of just leave that pawn, let that standoff occur for as long as possible, and then just play around. Did H5 happen?
That's exactly what happened. In fact, H5. Yeah.
It wasn't you
It
just
feels like
putting
he's
up on
watching
the...
the Keymer game, which they can't watch the games. Actually, they can look up at the screen. Oh, let me do that same thing.
Yeah.
In fact,
Has that ever happened to you, where you've had
Has
like
it had an
inspiration
from
from
a
another game?
actually,
Whilst
kind
playing.
of. I was actually in a World Open tournament, or I remember, and I saw, and I kept coming back to this game. It wasn't actually in my game, but I remember I was like, oh, this. It was funny enough, Exchange Carol Khan. It was Exchange Carol Khan from the white side, and I was like, I have to see this game because I wanted to see this GM play it, and I think he ended up drawing the game, but it was the fact that he played an Exchange Carol Khan, same line that I like to play, so I kept coming back to that board to see what happened. Knight H1, have you ever played this in a game, OTB?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I
But
did
it
it, I
wasn't-
actually twisted it, because you never actually be able to play. You put a knight on H1.
You did it with pride.
I put it on H1 and I like twisted it one clockwise, and then hit the clock.
I'm really surprised to hear you admit to this.
I did, because I was like, this is a
And
move
then say that you proudly did this.
Proudly.
You proudly put your knight on the
On
corner.
H1.
And H1.
It
I did
ended
it,
up going to
and
G5.
I kind of tried to shoo people away. Said, "Don't look at my board. Something obscene is happening."
Oh man, it's I'm a big fan of creativity. So with knight, there it is, right? Knight H1, knight F2, and then you do something. I like this move, knight H1.
It was a
And I
good
able
move.
to twist
It was nicely done.
Make sure you twist it in there because it's authority on that one. Knight H1, knight F2, and you play E4 or something.
Yeah, and it's very
Very
important
nice.
for black. Just gotta keep the tension. And okay, so let's go back to the Sindarov
Okay.
Kramnik game. Oh,
Yeah, you got that pawn.
I mean,
Everything
literally, this is what we predicted. You
line,
can call
yeah.
us Nostradamus, right?
You know what I mean, right? Maybe we should be playing up there next year, okay? All right, but no, at the same time here, this did happen, and yeah, this is a pawn that I'm going to get back, I think. Wait, it's black's move? It's black's move? It
No,
is, okay. So we trade the
Okay.
rooks. Yeah, you got back rank problems.
No, you don't.
Oh, I don't.
No,
This
you
is-
don't.
Yeah, just take the pawn back.
Just
and
okay.
then shake hands, right?
Is it so? Shake hands.
Let's actually check.
Let's
Okay,
check.
Take.
Well, yeah. Wait 1 second. You have to trade off rooks first.
Okay. Okay, let's go back. Oops. Wait, where are we at? Okay, here.
Yeah.
Okay, so rook
trade,
takes,
Yeah.
takes,
And now bishop takes knight.
Takes.
It takes.
And
You
no
sound
check.
like Hikaru there.
All right, takes,
Take,
and
takes.
juicer.
Yeah.
And we have a juicer.
Yes.
Classic right triangle. All right, so here there is no check on the back rank. We have this covered.
And I guess
I guess you're saying this somehow, but I can also go rook c6 and just shuffle probably the rest of the game. Hold everything. Bishop back to d5, right? At some point. I do need to make some love for the game.
I guess you can go rook b.
Rook
b1.
b1, okay, rook b1, that's a good start. And then I'll go, I don't know, f6? I mean, which pawn do I push?
Well, one move that you
The f6.
f6, yeah,
'cause
that
you
kind
can't go
of
here.
keep the integrity, and then
And then king up, bishop d5, rook c6,
Yeah, I mean, the-
fortress.
I guess you're going to go. Actually, maybe rook b1 was a terrible move. Now I think about it, because oops.
Well, where are we at? Rook b1 right here.
Yeah, no, yeah, don't go rook b1. Go rook a2 or something. Whatever.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. And then the whole idea is white needs to break this terrible cage around the king. So
Yeah.
go king f1,
Oh,
king
yeah,
e1,
right.
king d2.
I'll try to push up.
Right.
In fact, we do have moves. Let's go back to the live. He did not take at all.
Okay.
He says more pressure. That is Kramnik.
Kramnik wants
He's
to
actually-
win.
I was about to say, he's actually trying to win this, which is like very great. Like that's a great aspect, a great mindset to have, h5. But he's definitely trying to win this. He's like, yeah, I have all the pressure on your pawns and pieces right here. I actually like black, believe it or not.
I like black's position as well. Bishop on f3 is a real thorn in white's side, and I like it. I mean, what can white do?
I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, you need to make some trades.
How? Bishop f4, that's a gross move, right? Bishop f4. It does trade.
But if you
like,
do rook
ill.
e1, I mean,
Okay, rook e1, threatening.
Nothing.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are
Okay,
you
okay,
doing?
yeah, I'm threatening bishop a7.
Kind of. All right, because I mean, I can just move away. You
Yeah.
take, I take.
But then I can go rook e3 and I can dislodge the
dislodge the
bishop, and I'm
bishop.
like, hang on a second, do you remember? You gave a pawn.
Yeah,
Or I
you're
won a
right.
pawn for this.
You are right. So you got to be careful. Just a little bit of venom in the position still. Kramnik and Sindarov and Arjun. Let's go back. Anything going on here?
Well, there's
What
a
the
pawn on
heck
h3.
happened? And a pawn on g4. What happened here? Oh, she just said, yeah, not today. g4 trades. And here is the live position. It is definitely spicy.
It is spicy, and it is, I would say, very dangerous for black in terms of the pawn on h3
Mm-hmm.
is on the verge of dropping off.
Liability.
White is going to go queen g3. So you can defend that in a few ways. You can go king g7 and then put your rook behind it. What else can you do? You can try to get counterplay. You can perhaps double up on the e line and say, well, actually try and play queen g3.
Right, I'll take, you take. And it's not, and also you have some.
I kind of
pieces.
favor rook e8
I like it too.
just because it feels a bit more wholesome.
Absolutely wholesome. Right. I like it too. Knight f4 played, and then queen d6. Okay. I
Okay,
mean,
knight takes pawn.
I was thinking the same thing.
What next?
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, knight takes pawn seems just quite
Wow,
like a pawn to me.
huge
Pawn to the
pawn.
good. And taken. c5 is her idea. This is on the board now. c5.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's some compensation because white's king is shaky.
Quite loose, correct. Maybe I go queen h4 though. I mean, I have a knight g5 as an idea, but you have knight f6. Or do you?
You're such a direct chess player. I think I would take on c5 just so that I didn't give black any compensation whatsoever, and you're just like, no,
I just want
checkmate.
I don't care about anything else.
I
Right?
thought I was pretty extreme. You beat me, well
I
done.
am always like this. Queen h4, I just can't help it. Queen h4, love this type of chess. If rook e8, I'm going to take first because I don't want knight f6.
Well, can I actually rather go c4? Because
C4,
and survive.
Yeah, and survive. That's probably
Because
why
that's
this
going
is
to
the
be,
thing. That is quite annoying.
yeah, c4. And the whole idea is that if you do go knight to g5 and queen h4,
Yeah.
then I can go by the old
F6.
Bent Larsen rule, which is like knight on f8. Don't
There
get
is no
mate.
mate. All right. Knight on f8. There is no mate. Yeah, it looks very good, but there's also knight f8, but there's also the strange f6. Okay, it weakens the king, but you do cover
Okay.
h7, and it's with tempo.
Has he answered?
Let's actually see. Live position is nothing yet. c5 still being the move from black, so we'll come back to that. Sindarov playing Kramnik. Kramnik h4 was the move, and Kramnik on the move.
We just saw a move actually being played by
Oh, where?
Arjun Erigaisi.
Let's see. Let's go back. Why not? E4. Spicy. Whoa. Oh, he wants E5. Knight G5, Queen H4. There we go. I understand what he's talking about, Arjun.
Yeah, that's a nice move.
That's strong.
Pawn
That's very
takes.
strong.
I guess you have to go pawn takes pawn
Takes.
and take again. Oh no, you can't
You
take
can't.
again.
That's the whole idea.
Oof, I forgot the rook is on
Ooh-wee.
e7. Okay, now yeah.
Strong.
Okay,
But maybe he goes here then.
yeah. I don't know.
So now I can
I
take.
get a bit
But I mean,
scared.
this is a pawn. Pawn to the good. Another one. I mean, look at this structure, though. This is pretty gross.
Right, but the king has some defenders,
That's
so I mean, I think the c pawn is just
It is
a bit
menacing.
more disturbing.
Definitely a menacing pawn.
Hmm.
In the meantime, we do have a capture on E4.
Oh,
We do have
okay.
a capture. Let's
Well,
see
this-
what happens.
This one is going to heat up, and again, just to mention the clock times, Lagno has just under 2.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
She does get an extra 10 seconds per move, but still, this position is wild, it's complicated,
Very
and she's
complicated.
material down.
Ooh-wee.
And literally, they're channeling you.
Wow, this is crazy.
You need to go out and buy a lottery
Man,
ticket.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. And pawn takes queen c6, and this is rough. The structure is gross for white. I mean, disgusting. But there's possibilities to make things work. Okay, I'm losing this. But if I go knight g5, anyway, f6 being a move for black,
Yeah, you can go knight.
I think the f6 is super annoying, right?
It is unfortunate, isn't it?
But she has some initiative. This is serious. I mean,
Oh, hang on a
this is
second.
serious.
I was just wondering whether.
What you got?
Yeah, I had it for a second, and then I and then I remembered my own rules. But I was like, "Oh, Queen H5." And no, there's no mate.
Yeah, there's no mate. Wow. Yeah, this is some initiative. I'm not even gonna lie. I actually.
Hang on a second, I got it.
What you got?
Queen G2.
Queen G2. I thought about this. Okay, Rook E4.
Rook takes.
Rook
takes rook.
Rook takes.
Yeah, please do. Knight F2.
And you're just like, yo, trade them off.
But
Wow,
after,
no tricks.
yeah, you can go
Rook
Rook
E6.
E6 though.
I mean, trade, and I'm just. I mean,
Nah, but yeah, okay, I guess.
I mean, I
Still a
guess,
pawn
right? I'm
up.
up a pawn, right? Yeah, this is the boring way, but I mean, it's doable. Very doable. I am up a pawn. But there is, I mean, Kateryna is definitely taking it to him right now. With this is some serious stuff. Serious stuff to worry about.
Okay, and let's go back to the Sindarov Kramnik game because that one looked. Whoa!
That's a
The
gross.
white is living on the back row.
That's a gross. Take. I mean, he is saying, hey, go ahead. You can have a little pawn if you want, but give me the bishop here in the process.
Yeah, it's interesting actually because the white's position looks ugly, it looks passive, but on the other hand, he is threatening to break out.
And C3.
Right, C3
Very
is
strong.
coming, B3 is also
Imagine, like, if I go C3, look, the knight has no squares, right?
right. But the last thing you want to do as black is actually play bishop takes knight.
Yeah.
That
you're
is
right.
just like feels like the cowardly approach.
You're right. Feels like some type of Catalan with
Right.
black.
I'm just wondering
Similar.
whether he can.
Can you do this?
Yeah, I was
come
thinking the
on.
same
And
thing.
it takes an H4? Like,
Exactly.
who
I
cares?
mean,
You know what I mean? Let's just do it. I mean, this is.
what is it?
definitely
It's just a
something.
game of chess.
Exactly.
Why not?
Right? Why not? Pawn takes is suicide. You can't do that. You can't take this. Pawn takes, rook takes, and you're getting mated.
Yeah.
You're getting absolutely mated, right? So, very cool. Very cool stuff. I think G5 is very possible. Knight D1, Kramnik is thinking about it. I see a quick smirk there at the face, and he's like, but okay. I mean, but okay.
Yeah, for sure, he's going to go G5.
G5, he's thinking about it. G5 is definitely a strong move. Pawn
Unless
takes,
he's
H4.
thinking
Mhm.
about being even more flash. Can you go rook takes pawn? Or in fact, could you line them up? Rook C4.
Oh, rook C4. Oh,
Ooh.
my goodness.
What's your defense?
What is your defense?
Yeah,
You're
what
right.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Putting me on the spot, huh?
I guess you have to go King F1. Run.
You know what? Run for the hills. You're right. Run for the hills. I am out of here. I am gone. Yeah, I won't stick around too long. This is why probably G5 is a move too. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a nice idea. I'm just gonna run for the hills. Yeah, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Wow. He probably considered that, and now he's like, yeah, but okay, it didn't work. So then he's trying to find something else.
What's he
And play
doing?
rook D8. Okay, all right, rook D8.
Mm-hmm.
Really wanted if that move was real. G5. That was a sick move because it's so close. Like it's so close to working.
Yeah. And,
Man.
well, the heat is on.
Heat is
because
definitely
Sindarov has less than a minute.
He's under a minute. Makes a
Kramnik
move quickly. Where
Has
did he go?
just under 2 minutes.
C4.
Yeah,
You say,
I
I'm
like
out.
this type of stuff.
You're not gonna take the pawn. Cool. Then I'll push it.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna take it, I'll push it. He also blocks this now.
Mm.
That was a very crucial
Yeah,
moment.
it's quite nice, Sindarov is always saying, do you want to draw? You can have it.
You can have it.
But if you
If you
don't
keep playing
take
around,
it, then...
I will take this extra
Exactly.
pawn to the house.
And, okay, still, let's check on Hou Yifan.
Hou Yifan, okay. Oops, wrong game. Okay, Hou Yifan here versus Vincent. Yeah, this is one of those. This is why I would hate to exchange variation. If you don't get the mate, this is if you're just trying to move pieces around. The E5 square is cool, but you can never really control it.
Mm.
Rook E3, you're gonna have to sack something. Queen G4, try to sack on E6, which doesn't even work. You don't
With
have enough
G6.
pieces. Yeah. Whoa. That feels
Hannah,
like,
yeah.
Can you sack? No, that's too much. I always want to sacrifice. It doesn't work.
Yeah, no, but this feels like...
I think black is a little
But I'm not
bit-
quite sure what the rook is doing on H5.
That's true. That's a good question. Maybe he wants rook G5. I have a threat after that, but rook g5 is something.
Yeah, yeah. But then it's really not clear what
I'm doing.
What
here.
white is doing.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
if you just queen, but then you can go knight f6.
Now rook e6 is on. It's a move.
Now it's on tap, right? You can
rook
go
e6, knight f6. He said
and
try
then-
again. You don't have to do that to me.
Queen is going to go back.
Right, exactly. I
Has
don't
to
fall for
go.
the elementary stuff. Queen e2.
And I don't know, somehow I suspect that Vincent might just go knight d7. No, instead he's build yourself a home. Put the queen on f4.
Oh,
Improve.
Yeah. He's improving. He's definitely improving here.
Obviously white is still okay. White's position is super solid, but
I mean,
the
I see
momentum
the
is
idea
with
of
black.
this now, because like you can't put anything on e5. I mean, you can if you like, but it would help me out. I want to go rook f3, queen e5, but I can't do it.
okay.
Can't do it.
Sophisticated stuff. But you can still go, can you go rook f3?
I was definitely thinking rook f3.
And what about if you do a deep dive with the queen c1 check?
Oh, that's kind of annoying.
But it's just a check, you know.
That's true. It's just a check.
Nothing
It's
sinister
true.
is happening.
Nothing almost
No.
works, but it does not. There's nothing there.
No.
There's nothing there.
And Hou Yifan has
Okay, three on
under
the board.
1.5 minutes. And okay, let's go back to Arjun Erigaisi
Okay,
because
Arjun.
that position was heating up.
You get, whoa, his king's on f1.
Whoa!
I mean, it
Did
feels
we
like
just predict this one as well?
Yeah. Let's see.
Almost.
We definitely felt some pressure. Oh, knight g5. She played f6. He went back to f3. He wanted to give it up this way. h3. We have a trade of rooks. Queen g2. King f1. Yeah, you have to be very accurate here. But, I mean, this is one of Arjun's hardest games. Kateryna definitely played very good here in this game. She still is. Queen d4. I mean, whoa. Be careful.
Yeah, you have to be
F4. Woo. Picking up the rook. I mean, she's making threats.
right. And so you can't even do my golden rule.
Trade queens.
You trade, my trade queens when your king is unsafe.
That's
But
right.
here, that would just fall foul of queen takes. So I was thinking queen f2.
Wait, what's wrong with queen f2?
Queen takes queen. Oh, yeah. I would be forking a knight as well.
Forking out, yeah. Queen f2, actually, golden rule. Queen f2 looks good. But queen e4 is probably an annoying part.
Yeah.
King g1 after
King
that.
g1.
I mean, I'm okay.
Shall we show it up on the board?
Let's do it. Queen e4, king g1, and somehow I'm holding.
Right. And the pawn on
That's
f6
fun.
is up for grabs.
That's the most fun position.
Yeah, but you're a pawn down. Beggars can't be choosers. You get what you're given.
That's true. That is true.
And this has happened.
Let's see what happens. Oh, wait, this is the live position. What is going
Whoa.
on? This is chaos. Queen d4, he went rook c2, knight d3, rook e2. Okay? Here we
Okay.
go. In the live.
Boom.
Nothing.
So you have to go. Wait 1 second. What happens after
What you got?
these massive trades?
Okay, rook takes.
Yeah.
Do I have to take with one? Probably.
Yeah.
Queen.
And then knight takes.
Yeah, probably.
And
draw.
I'm going to snap your c pawn.
You're right.
your
we
pride
can just
and
shake
joy.
hands here. I mean, shoot.
Well, yeah.
Let's call it a draw.
And there'll be lots of checks.
Yeah, and perpetual, maybe. Maybe. It is
Okay.
possible.
Let's have a
It's
look.
possible. Lagno, under a minute.
Okay. And it's ticking down. I like the way she calmly is thinking about this. By the way, after rook takes rook, you have to take with the queen. You can't take with the king. No.
Boom. Ouch. Resign.
And,
Instant.
okay, we have seen a trade of rooks.
Okay. Wait.
No, she's given a
King
check first.
Queen f3. Whoa, rook takes.
Well,
Man, it feels like she's like doing. It feels like she's winning, but there's like nothing.
well, she has. Well, obviously, she has to go queen takes queen, right?
Yes, I mean you have this check, which is strange, but it is a check.
Oh no, but we've seen the trade of queens, and she's snatched off the pawn on c5. But now we have a knight endgame. I preferred the queen and pawn ending. More chance of perpetual check.
Absolutely. In fact, who is it? Smyslov or Botvinnik? Probably Botvinnik says that knight in games are just pawning games.
Yeah, I've heard that quote before. I mean, they're incredibly complicated.
Yes.
And here, I'm going to judge it on the placing of the kings. Black's king is just far away from the action, and there you can see, you know, Arjun is targeting the a5 pawn. Knight is going to come. Either she's going to go knight e4 and try to get some counterattack on the a2 pawn.
And that's played.
That is played, yeah. But the king can...
Yeah, that's the problem with this is the activity of the kings.
Right.
A lot of times you'll see games that could be easily drawn or look like they're drawn, like this one, but the king activity.
And it's
just
also
better.
not just that worries me. I mean, take a look at the pawn structure there on the right side of the board. White also has an outside pass pawn. And when it comes to endgames, you've got to have, I mean, there are different types of classes of pawns. First up is the protected pass pawn. That is the best one.
That's the best one.
Then you have the outside pass pawn,
Right.
which is great in an endgame, terrible in a middle game.
Wow.
And then you have just a normal central pass pawn, and then you have pawn chains, and then you have the isolated pawns. They're bad. They're terrible.
Speaking of this, I mean,
Yeah.
this is something's happening. Check takes. I can come back around. Take
I thought this was risky, actually.
It
I thought that he
definitely
would go king e3, and then play with his king in the middle of the board. But
Whoa, this is advanced.
this is definitely, he's going back, and he's saying, hey, I'm controlling the f2 square.
Right. So you went with the D1 option, makes sense. I want to swing back around this way. It might repeat, but Arjun wants to win, definitely.
Yeah. You know, that's one of the great things about Arjun. He doesn't consider the tournament situation. He
Right.
just
He
wants
don't
to
even
play.
care.
Okay.
I just want to play and I want to win.
Okay, well, he can actually do it this way, take the pawn, and now drop back with the king.
Knight takes h3, yeah, you can just drop back now. Yeah, that's correct. And then bring this over here.
Right.
Jeez, great technique.
And Lagno with 35 seconds on the clock. Oh, no, he doesn't. He goes straight for it.
He might go g5. Wait, that's crazy. Maybe he's just...
No, he's just saying he's going to advance the A pawn.
That's it.
And he's calculated it all out in seconds.
Wow. Very nice.
What's happening?
Did he take? Let's see. Oh, actually, there are a few moves, but it hasn't been updated
No,
yet.
it hasn't.
Okay, now we have... What was the last move? Knight f2? Takes. And that's where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she has to take, right? King is too close.
And that means if Arjun wins this, he gets 9.5 points out of 11.
It's a six score. No losses.
On a field where there's been Vladimir Kramnik, Levon Aronian,
Right.
Sindarov.
You know what I mean? Strong players everywhere. We have a draw. There is, who was that?
Hou
the
Yifan
Keymer.
and Keymer, I would guess.
Oh, it was a sack and then perpetual.
Nice.
Yeah, she got out of here, which is a bailout, which just tells you how strong, the Khan is, right? Especially in these situations. Draw. She sacked and got the draw there. Perpetual.
Yeah.
It's a draw.
So 2 games remaining in the rapid portion, and the other one that we're looking at is Sindarov against Vladimir Kramnik. Now, we did warn Kramnik. We said, hey, if you don't go and capture one of those pawns,
we did
some
warn him.
bad things could happen. So
And it
please
looks
be cautious. And
Yeah.
take a look at that C pawn. Is marched all the way to C7.
This doesn't look that good.
No, and Kramnik, well, less than 10 seconds.
That's
Okay.
a good move.
Well, he's setting a nasty trap, right? So if you step
can't go
forward
king
with your king
D6.
d6, no.
Oh, check.
I've fallen for that one.
Yeah, me too, actually.
But okay. Still, black has something akin to a fortress, although it actually looks like it's creaking quite badly. I mean, I like the switch back with the white king, target the f4 pawn. And Kramnik,
This is bad.
13
This is
seconds,
bad. Yeah, this is
unable
some loss.
to defend the f4 pawn. And it's going to be 2 pawn advantage to Sindarov. What's he doing? Well, okay.
Rook check first.
Rook check? Oh,
Yeah, rook
I was
G6
surprised by
and
that. Rook
yeah,
G6.
exactly. I was just going to take myself, but definitely good. Just wants a little bit of
And-
something else, make it interesting.
and Kramnik stepping back from the king. But have you noticed in the last few years, there's been a common trend amongst the top players to twirl the pieces.
Oh, absolutely.
It's incessant.
Oh, yeah. It tells you your elo is how fast you can twirl the piece. Absolutely. Yeah, your elo is higher when you twirl the piece. I do the same thing. Every piece.
Someone told me, like, that psychologically it's a great thing to do.
It does.
Because instead of feeling nervous in your brain, you've transferred that energy
somewhere else
to the piece.
So you can focus.
So, do you know what? I tried it once.
Uh-huh.
And I literally just ended up dropping the piece.
On the floor.
Yeah, that was more distracting than anything. So
Yes.
I've still got to take some lessons.
I am a fan of twirling the piece. I do it every single game that I play OTB. And by the way, Arjun does win. He was able to clean up shop here at the end. He just pushed the pawn. She grabbed it, and he just pushed, push.
It's nice when chess is simple, right?
All right.
You just got one thing to do. Push the pawn.
Easy.
Round up the knight.
You know.
A, B, C. Done.
D, E, F, G. And done. And here we are. Yeah, this is not good for Kramnik. Kramnik's definitely looking like he's going down in this game. 17 seconds left. It's not good. He's going to play some moves here and try to do what he can.
Right.
But he tried to push too hard, I think. He just tried to push. What happens? I mean, I've had games like that myself. Draw game, don't want to take it, you lose.
That's true.
Tough.
You have to do what needs to be done. Now, this was one of our mottos. I think around about 2012. You know, we were just like, just play the situation on the board. Don't impose your will on it.
Yeah.
And Kramnik, you know, you can see it there. He really wanted to win. He really wanted to share this chess zen with the
kids.
with the kids. And Kramnik said, they may want to listen to me, but it's up to them. And Sindarov said, no, I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. I don't believe any of that jazz.
So that means that, okay, that we've had quite a few. We've had just Arjun winning. So Arjun's got 9.5 points. Levon Aronian in clear second place with how many points he has? 8 points. And then Grischuk also finished very quickly with a draw. And he was in third place, and he has now 7 points.
Wow. Nice job. Nice job.
Yeah. And this is setting everyone up very nicely for the Blitz portion. So tomorrow will be a free day.
That's right. Nice little break.
We'll have a nice break. We get the opportunity to check out the World Championship match, which we haven't done so far. And then play gets fast, it gets furious.
Get to check it out.
There will be 11 games in the first day of 3 minutes plus 2 seconds. And, I thought we were going to see a resignation there from Kramnik.
Yeah, it's coming. Maybe F6, pawn F6, rook
It's going to come now. I mean, where's he going to put the rook?
You have to trade.
Yeah, you got to trade, but then the H pawn falls, and there's nothing.
There's nothing here. Yep. He has to play it.
And he has traded.
Here we go.
And Sindarov will not be feeling merciful here.
He won't lose this one.
No. And there goes the H pawn, and the king is going to snake its way to G7, either via G6, either via H6, doesn't matter. And you can just see the enthusiasm, the happiness that Sindarov is feeling.
Former world champion.
There you go, handshake, and Sindarov takes the point. 17-year-old from Uzbekistan, tactical genius, and he really, I think he had worked out Kramnik's psychology there.
Yeah.
He was like, well, Kramnik probably doesn't want to draw
so
against someone like me, so
exactly.
Let's provoke the beast.
Provoke it, right? He got the pawn. He won the pawn. He's like, you got to take the draw.
Yeah,
take the
exactly.
Draw. And he didn't take the draw. He started pushing those pawns, and it worked out for him.
But in fairness to Kramnik has played some spectacular chess.
Of course,
this tournament.
absolutely.
He's been really showing everyone his class, and even that game against Sindarov, I mean, it was strategically and dynamically so interesting.
Correct. Yeah, we actually had. I think Kramnik has some missed chances too as well. Maybe G5, maybe rook C4 there, but at the same time, very strong chess, strong showing from Kramnik.
And there we can see the two players analysing with each other. It's very nice how Kramnik is really generous with his knowledge, and we see him sit down. He doesn't get upset about the results. Instead, he just wants to talk chess.
Right.
And
love of the game.
Exactly.
It's great.
And shall we check out the standings?
Let's check out the standings. See what we got. Arjun is definitely the guy here.
9.5 points out of 11.
No losses.
That's
insane.
It
2
is.
draws, that's it.
Three draws.
3 draws, right.
3
Yeah,
draws,
right,
and that's it.
Correct. 3 draws. What a guy.
And just playing powerful chess. I mean,
and may
and
carry
there,
on into the Blitz too.
and there we can see the results of round 11. Arjun Erigaisi defeating Kateryna Lagno, and there were quick draws between Hayk Martirosyan against Levon Aronian, but Sindarov did beat Kramnik in an epic battle, and there was a draw between Hou Yifan and Vincent Keymer, and Alexander Grischuk against Boris Gelfand, as well as Vakhidov against Assaubayeva. And that sets up very nicely for the standings.
Wow.
And in pole position, it is 19-year-old teenager Arjun Erigaisi with 9.5 points out of 11.
First place.
I'm just going to pick my jaw up from the floor because
Wow.
that is a spectacular score. And in second place, it is Levon Aronian.
Yes.
And in
2
third
extra
place,
draws,
we have Alexander Grischuk.
Right, Grischuk after that, and then we have Vlad. Wow, even with that loss there, 4th place. I mean, very strong chess. We saw a lot of aggressive chess too, as well as sacrifices. We saw everything from him.
Yeah.
In fact, everything from all players too as well. I mean, very strong chess. This whole tournament, the Rapid, was very nice to see. Arjun is an absolute beast, to say the least.
Well,
Hopefully it carries on.
we have a few legends of the game when it comes to Blitz chess, and we
right.
have quite a few former World Rapid
Right, it's,
and Blitz
Grischuk.
champion. Grischuk, 3-time World Blitz champion.
Bibisara.
Bibisara, 2-time. In fact, she is the current Women's World Blitz champion.
It's going to be nice to see her in a good form in action.
Exactly, it's her favorite type of chess.
That's right.
And then we have Kateryna Lagno, also
Oh, yeah.
3-time
Wow.
Women's Blitz champion.
It's anybody's game.
Right.
Hayk Martirosyan is an
Came
absolute
third
beast. Yeah.
in
Blitz.
in Blitz just now.
It's going to be scary. That's going to be much scarier than Rapid, of course. But it's also going to be much faster and more blunders, right, too, as well, because the time is only 3 minutes, 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, we are going to call it a day here, and tomorrow there will be a rest day, but we will be back on the day after that for some intense games of Blitz. We can't wait.
Oh, we cannot wait. In
So-
fact, right, rest day tomorrow, World Championship. Make sure you're watching that, and we're back with the Blitz after that.
See you then.
Сәтті Жұлдыз акционерлік қоғамы Қазақстандағы бірыңғай лотерея операторы. Ұлттық лотерея ақшалай ұтыстардан бөлек талай қазақстандыққа пәтер мен автокөлік сыйлады. Біз лотерея ұйымдастыру кезінде заң талаптары мен әлемдік стандарттарға сай қауіпсіз әрі сапалы өнім ұсынамыз, және әлеуметтік жауапкершілікті ескереміз. Компания көптеген жобаларға демеушілік жасайды, және жаңа әлеуметтік маңызы бар бағдарламаларды қолдауды жалғастырады. Спорттың дамуына қаржылай көмек көрсету. Қазақстан халқына қоғамдық қорын қолдау. Білім гранттарын бөлу. Мемлекеттік тілді дамыту бағдарламасын дамыту. Сұлу жобасы. Зағип бүлдіршіндердің ел қатарлы дамуына жағдай жасау. Қоғам қайраткерінің фото көрмесі, ауыл мектептері мен спорт клубтарын спорттық жабдықтармен қамтамасыз ету. Мұқтаж жандарды азық-түлікпен қамтамасыз ету. Сәтті Жұлдыз ұлттық лотереясының атқарған жұмысы. Сәтті Жұлдыз, сапа мен жауапкершілік мекені.
Барлық су бірдей ме? Адам қолымен өзгертілгені де бар. Табиғаттан жаратылғаны да бар. Табиғи минералдары бар суды ізде. Туран табиғаттан жаратылған.